This is the yearly matchup between the Mayfield Trojans and Las Cruces Bulldawgs. I'm Alex Montoya from Centennial High School.
I'm Joseph Fulbright, also from Centennial High School.
And I'm Melissa, also from Centennial High School.
Tonight is a very big game between the Bulldawgs and the Trojans. There's a lot of excitement. You can feel the energy rippling through the air between the two student sections.
It's going to be a very exciting game. This is the game that literally divides our city in half. We have so many people turning up from Mayfield as well as Cruces. It's just going to be a great night. I'm so excited.
I know both schools have been preparing for weeks, even including a spirit week at both schools this week. It's very exciting. It's a nice 60-degree weather tonight. No breeze, really. It's perfect for a Friday night football game. I'm excited. I know everyone up here is excited. So we'll take it to the Mayfield band to start the game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's District 3 6A Championship game between the Mayfield Trojans and the Las Cruces Bulldawgs. We'll now have the coin toss at midfield. Tonight's officials for our game: referee J.E. Wells, linesman Tim O'Geen, umpire Charles Devine, line judge Mike Randell, and back judge Art Vega. Mayfield wins the toss. and defers. Las Cruces will receive the ball to start the game. Mayfield will be kicking from the south end. We have a couple of cars in the parking lot that need to be moved or they will be towed. They are parked in the Fulton Center lot, right behind the Fulton Center in the south end zone. We have a white Chevy Impala, New Mexico plates, MPB 985. You need to move your car. Also a gray Dodge Avenger, New Mexico plates 16940. You need to move your car behind the Fulton Center or it will be towed. Thank you. All right, football fans. How many Trojan fans do we have here? And how many Bulldawg fans? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Mayfield High School Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome once again the Mayfield High School Trojan Marching Band. Under the direction of Carlos Arguello. Assistant Britta Wallace. Percussion Garrett Reed. Paul Connor. Color guard Emily Tyson. And Dee Harvey. They'll be performing their 2015 contest show entitled Nightmare Before Christmas. Please join them tomorrow at the tournament event right here at Aggie Memorial Stadium. Big round of applause for the Mayfield High School marching band. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Mayfield High School Trojans. Mayfield High School Trojans. The Las Cruces High School student government would like to take a moment to invite the Mayfield High School student government on the field to exchange gifts. Las Cruces High School would like to thank Mayfield High School for their good sportsmanship and hope they enjoy their gift. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as the Mayfield High School Air Force Junior ROTC and the Las Cruces High School Army Junior ROTC will present the colors. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem from the Las Cruces High School Band under the direction of Jordan Sayre.
What's up, everybody? It's Joseph again. They just finished presenting this nation's great colors, and now it's time for some football between the Mayfield Trojans and the Las Cruces Bulldawgs. Well, Alex already told you about how nice the weather is and this extreme atmosphere we're dealing with here. Adding on to that, it is the District 3-6A championship game. Mayfield is 6-3, Cruces is 7-2. Both are undefeated in district play. The winner of this will most likely clinch a top 4 seed in the state tournament, which is huge because that means they would get a first round bye in this year's playoffs. Now we're looking at two very high-powered offenses. Cruces High, led by dual threat quarterback Cameron Miller, has over 1,000 passing yards and rushing yards, combined 31 touchdowns on the year. Now Mayfield, their defense has struggled this year. We'll see if they can contain Miller and this explosive Cruces offense. Mayfield's offense itself is very explosive as well. Sophomore running back Isaac Vance over 1,300 rushing yards on the year. Vance has an offer from New Mexico State University, only a junior. So we'll see what happens today. I'll be your statistical analyst on the sideline tonight. Can't wait for you guys to bring this game to you guys tonight. It'll be a great one here at Aggie Memorial Stadium.
On the statewide scene. Kirk Potter only stayed 2 years, and then Jim Miller took over, and he's been the head coach ever since.
Yep. Well, you know, I knew Jimmy Miller because actually I coached here, not here at Mayfield Cruces, with the Aggies in 80 and 81, and Jimmy Miller came in, and he was an option quarterback from Roswell, and I remember him as a player, and he was a great player, and he's become an excellent coach. So here we go, Jeff. We're just about ready to go.
Riley Folkman has it teed up on the hash marks over on the eastern side. They did put in some high school hash marks for the officials' purposes of spotting the football, because the high school hash marks are a little wider than the college hash marks by 3 or 4 yards on each side. And so Folkman has it teed up, approaches the football, and kicks it away, and we are underway. Brandon Baeza will field it on a hop at the 5. Comes right to the 10, up the hash at the 15 to the 20, across the 25, and the sophomores out to the 28-yard line. Making the stop for the Trojans was Caleb Gaddis. So Cruces takes over at their own 27-yard line official.
You know, it's kind of nice to see a kickoff return because what they've done in college and in the pros, they moved it up to the 35. The ball goes in the end zone, and you hardly see kickoffs anymore. So it's an exciting play.
So the Bulldogs start off 1st and 10. The ball's at the Dog 27-yard line. Bulldogs come out 2 tight ends. And a flanker coming in motions by Aza. Fake a handoff to him, and Miller keeps straight ahead. Gets to the second level, hit hard at the 31. And he's dropped. Coming up out of the secondary was Patrick Shannon to make the stop at the 32-yard line. That's a gain of about 4.
Yeah, Baeza is coming across in what I call anyway, a fly sweep, where you've got the option to give him the ball or fake it to him and keep it. And a nice gain right up the middle by Miller, pick up 5 yards.
Second down. About 5 to go for the Bulldogs. The ball's at the Bulldog 32-yard line. Miller out of the gun, drops to pass for the first time. Fires underneath, it's caught. Hernandez, 40, 45, dropped at the 48-yard line. He has a first down. Making the stop for the Mayfield Trojans is Folkman.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jeff. I gotta wait for you there. The Bulldawgs put two wide receivers to the left, to the right, one to the left. They came back to the left on a little crossing pattern and picked up the first down.
Gain of 17 and a first down for Las Cruces out near midfield. We're a minute into the game. And the Bulldogs have it 1st and 10 at the Dog 49-yard line. Bulldogs go to a 3 wide receiver set, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Empty backfield with Miller out of the gun. Miller looking to go up top, fires to the sideline, and the pass is incomplete. He was trying to hit his favorite target, Brandon Baeza, but the pass was errant and behind Baeza, and it's 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, interesting formation because normally when you do that, you've got 5 quick receivers that are all split. They only had 2 split, and then the others were, of course, a tight end. And the pass, as Jeff said, it was open on the quick sideline, poorly thrown.
2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. The ball at the Cruces 49. Mayfield showing an all-out blitz up the middle. They back off a little bit now. Miller calls. Miller hands to Peyton. Ball going left. Peyton breaks a tackle. Has a first down up the sideline. 35-30. 25. And wrapped up and driven out of bounds at the Mayfield 20-yard line. It's a gain of 31 yards.
Well, I'll tell you what, just as Jeff said, the Mayfield Trojans, they looked like they were coming with a blitz, and at the very last moment they backed the linebacker out of there, but when there was really no second level, as soon as the ball broke the linebacker area, then you're already into the 3rd level. So big gain for the first down.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. The ball is at the Trojan 20-yard line. 0-0 the score on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. Twins to the right. Baeza's wide to the left. Miller fakes a pass, tucks it, heads straight over the middle, leaps over the pile at the line of scrimmage. He's across the 15 and down to the 13-yard line. That's a gain of 7 for Miller, who has 2 carries, 12 yards now on the evening, and it's 2nd down and about 3 for the Dogs at the Trojan 13-yard line.
Yeah, that's a planned quarterback draw. It's a little bit of a fake to the throw, and then all of a sudden, boom, there you go, and the pickup of 7 to 8 yards on the play.
3 wide receivers wide to the right for the Bulldogs, 2 tight ends. Miller in the backfield by himself out of the gun, just takes it and runs right behind all those receivers. Gets to the edge, to the 10, to the 5, collision at the 2. He's in! Touchdown Bulldogs! A 13-yard run for Cameron Miller.
I'll tell you what, nothing fancy. 3 wide receivers to the right, and Miller gets the ball, and he doesn't fake anything. He just takes off. Those wide receivers do the blocking, and that's an important job. The wide receivers not only there to catch the ball, they got to block. Lots of good blocking in front of him, and Miller just, he followed the ball into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown.
10:04 to play in the opening quarter. The Bulldogs lead at 6-0 after going 73 yards for the TD. Martinez to try the PAT. The snap is good. The hold is good. And the kick is no good. These goalposts are a little bit more narrow at Aggie Memorial Stadium. Not sure if that was a factor there or not, but the PAT is no good. So the score remains. The Bulldogs 6, the Trojans nothing on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. 10:04 to play in the opening quarter. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570, The Ticket.
Beasley Mitchell and Company, certified.
Number 6, Isaac Van. And number 2, Riley Folkman. On the kick for the Las Cruces Bulldogs, number 12, Brian Sines.
Yards, 4 runs, a 31-yard run by Ball, and runs of 5, 7, and 13 for Miller, and the TD run, a 13-yard run. Here is the kick by Signs. He hits it kind of short and off to the side. It's grabbed at the 12, to the 15, to the 20. And that's Folkman brings it back to the 25. So the Trojans, who have a prolific offense themselves, take over at their own 25-yard line with 9:59 to play in the opening quarter. We welcome those viewing on LCPS TV around the country and around the world. It's an all-student production in terms of the camera people and the director and the producer and all those folks. And then we're piggybacking the AM 570 radio broadcast with LCPS TV. We thank you for watching tonight around the world. First down and 10. Joe Ray Valencia hands off, and that's Isaac Vance. Vance breaks a tackle at the 30, spins to the 35. He's got 9.5 yards. It's second down, less than a yard to go for the Mayfield Trojans.
Standard zone read play. Everybody in the world runs it. The shotgun formation, Vance is to the left, and the quarterback has the option to give the ball to Vance or keep it himself. And that time he gave it to Vance, picked up, he's about 2 feet short of a first down.
So second and inches. A lot of people in the offensive world like to go deep on second and short, and they do go to the air, and Alvarado's open, but Joe Ray Valencia misfired. It's incomplete as Alvarado was running across the middle of the field out towards the sideline and was wide open, but Joe Ray's pass just a little long. It's third down and inches.
Yeah, Alvarado on the right side, and it was just a quick sideline route, and again, the pass just wasn't there. It would have been obviously open for the first down, but it's not, so it's bringing up third down and very short.
Swinson and Alvarado wide to the right. Trojans in an offset eye in the backfield with Valencia in the shotgun. Valencia calls, hands it to Isaac Vance. First down as he's brought down up at the 39-yard line. He picks up 5. So 2 carries, 14 yards for Isaac Vance, who averages almost 9 yards a carry. First down, Mayfield.
Well, you know, it's a zone read look, but there's no read to it. There's no doubt Vance is going to get the ball. They put a fullback up there tight. The fullback blocks a linebacker at the hole. You get the ball to Vance, and there you go, first down.
So the Trojans move the chains. Both these offenses have been prolific this year. Mayfield with a tight bunch, trips to the right, single receiver left side, snap it to Vance out of a wildcat look. He'll just take it and head right. He's across the 45 to the 46 to the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 8 for Vance. It was a direct snap to Isaac Vance.
Yeah, you know what? And that's basically the same play that the Bulldawgs scored on, except for the receivers not being way out. The receivers are all in a big bunch. The biggest receivers just block like crazy. Snap the ball to Vance. He follows him, and there you go. A big pickup, 8 yards.
3.5 minutes into the game. Bulldogs 6, Trojans nothing on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. 2 receivers wide to the left for the Trojans. Valencia fakes it to Vance. He's going to keep, bounces it out to the right. He's got room, and then he's tripped up as he shoots through a hole. The freshman, Ivan Molina, tripped him up. How about a freshman starting in the Cruces Mayfield game? Well, gain of about 6 or 7 for Valencia.
Yeah, that's your classic zone read again. Quarterback has the option, give the ball. Vance was on the right of the shotgun. Fake it to Vance, keep the ball off to the right, and pick it up for the first down.
They needed about 2, and they picked up 7. First and 10 for the Trojans at the Bulldog 47-yard line. Good snap. Valencia wants to go up top, fires, hits Alvarado, puts on a move. He's got the 40, breaks it outside 35-30, picks up a block. He's to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. He's shoved. He's in. Touchdown. 47-yard TD pass to Ethan Alvarado, and we're tied at 6.
I'll tell you what, that's a great play. Alvarado caught the ball. It's just a little hook pattern and got a real nice block by number 12, and that is Torrey Lachlan, I believe, number 12. A nice block. He was a split receiver and some very fancy running. And, oh, my gosh, I'll tell you what, you don't take a break in this game, there's going to be a touchdown. You go out here to get a drink of water, and the score's going to be different.
7:45 to play in the opening quarter. We're tied at 6. On the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. 6 plays, 75 yards, and the Trojans have answered. And Mayfield to try the point after touchdown for the lead here. The holder for the Trojans is Alvarado, and the PAT attempt is going to come from Matthew Franco. Franco, a lineman in their offensive set. Where's number 50? is away, and he split the uprights. So the Trojans have taken the lead on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. 7:45 to play in the first. Mayfield 7, Las Cruces 6. You're listening to AM 570, The Ticket.
We told you before the game you were going to be in for a lot of offense, and that's exactly what we have. About 5 minutes into this game, it's over 7-6, Mayfield over Cruces. Ethan Alvarado got Mayfield on the board with that long touchdown reception you just saw. That was in response to Cameron Miller's 13-yard touchdown run. However, Las Cruces High did miss the extra point, and that could be a problem. If you remember last year, the final score was 28-27 Mayfield. Cruces missed 2 extra points. Had they made those, Mayfield might not be coming into this game as the defending 6A champs.
Oh my gosh, what is it? The tensions are really high right now, which is really exciting. We're in 7 minutes and 45 seconds left in the quarter, and it's just really exciting. We'll see how the rest of the game goes.
It's been probably a combination of very, very good offense and a little bit of surprise on defense. I thought both teams would be a little bit better on defense, but as we go along here, we'll see what happens. So here we go, another kickoff.
Riley Folkman to boot it away. Brandon Baeza, the single safety, stands back at the 6-yard line. There is a breeze blowing across the stadium east to west. A little bit in Mayfield's face. It's kind of a quartering wind. Line drive kick bounces up the eastern hash, and Baeza grabs it at the 6 to the 10. Breaks it out towards the numbers at the 15, the 20. Flag flies in it. He's at the 25 and goes down there. There is a penalty marker down back at the 20-yard line on the return, and if that's against the Bulldogs, it'll back them up here on their second possession.
Yep, the kind of penalty you quite often see on this is a block at the back, and that's exactly what we just saw, a block at the back. So let's see where exactly where it is. It's probably going to be a half the distance. It's a 10-yard penalty, but we'll have to see exactly where the flag is. You know, it's interesting. Both teams are kicking the ball actually very well in that they're putting the ball somewhere around the numbers. The top of the number is only 9 yards from the sideline, so you're pinning that receiver that gets that ball on the kickoff. You're pinning them between the numbers and the sideline, and that's a tough spot to have to go.
1st and 10 for the Dogs. The ball at the Bulldog 10-yard line. Cameron Miller out of the shotgun, has a back in the backfield with him. That's Signs. He hands it to Signs. Convoy going left, and he's tripped up. Brought down at the 13-yard line. Getting in there to make the stop for Mayfield is the linebacker, the junior, Austin C.
Mayfield not doing anything real fancy right there. They're running a 5-2, and as you said, Jeff, it looks like they've got quarters. I used to call that umbrella defense. The defensive backs are paying quarters. Linebackers float very, very nicely. A short gain.
Lachlan one corner, Harrison the other. Isaac Vance is in at a safety spot now. That's a new wrinkle for me. 2nd down and 7. Fake pass from Miller. He's going to keep, and he's straight up the middle, and he's got a first down as he's dropped at the 21-yard line. That's a gain of 8 straight up the gut on the quarterback draw. So Miller now 4 carries, 33 yards, and a TD on the stat update brought to you tonight by the real man in Mesilla.
That's the second time they've run that play. It's an empty set, only the quarterback. Quarterback takes a little bit of a stutter step. It's straight up the gut and a quarterback draw. And again, first down.
7-6, Mayfield with the lead. Not quite halfway through the first quarter yet. This is the Bulldogs' second time with the football. And markers, or at least a whistle blows before the play. I don't see a flag.
Well, the flag is over. It's going to be a false start, I believe, against the Bulldogs, and I believe it was a wide receiver of all things.
Legal procedure is the call against the Bulldogs, which will move them back to the 16. It'll still be first down.
Yeah, normally wide receivers aren't the kind of people that are going to give you a false start, but in that case it was a wide receiver on the left side.
Ball's on the left hash. Bulldogs going from the north to the south at their own 16-yard line on 1st and 15. Miller out of the gun. Play action, wants to throw. Now he tucks it, gives some ground, gets away from a rusher, throws to the sideline and just gets rid of it. Heads up play by Cameron Miller.
And he got some awfully good pressure right off the bat. And I'm looking at the roster, and unless my eyes deceived me, I thought that was number 7, but I don't
That's
see it.
Ordunez, Abraham Ordunez. He has a number change.
Oh, okay.
Well, Abraham used to wear 52, but they've been playing him some at tight end on offense, so they changed his number to 7, which makes him an eligible receiver when they got the ball.
When they have it. Well, I'll tell you what, he got immediate pressure. He got Cameron Miller running for his life immediately, and, well, there you go. Nothing happened. Second down and long.
2nd and 15 for the Bulldogs. Hernandez comes out of the game. That gives them twins to the right with 2 tight ends. And Cameron Miller with a shovel pass to Baeza going left, and Mayfield's all over it. Defensive end stood him up. That's Nunley. Also in on the stop was the linebacker Michael Villa. And it's 3rd and 15 as Baeza didn't pick up a yard.
Now, they tried a little razzle-dazzle there, and it sure didn't work. Baeza was on the right. He's a wide receiver, came across, and Miller came from left to right, pitched the ball forward, and as you say, it didn't fool anybody on the Mayfield defense, so it brings up now a long 3rd and 15.
3rd and 15 for the Bulldogs at their own 16-yard line. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the wide side of the field to the right, and the split in Baeza takes off early. That'll cost the Bulldogs 5 more yards.
I'll tell you what, that's kind of surprising again. That's going to be another false start by a wide receiver, and that normally shouldn't happen. Okay, mostly those first false starts are in the center of the line, but that's another one. So there's 2 of them in a row. There's minus 10 for false starts on a wide receiver on this series.
Baeza, their go-to guy, 109 yards receiving a game he averages. 52 catches leads the team. The next highest receiving total is 17 catches on the team. So he's their go-to guy in the passing game, and he was trying to get a good jump. 3rd and 20 from the 11. Miller drops to pass, has all day, fires to the sideline to Baeza and misses very high, and the pass is incomplete.
That was good coverage on the play. Also, that's number 12. That's Lachlan again, right? Is that number 12? I think I saw that. And Baeza, actually, it was a quick sideline route. Had he caught the ball, I think Lachlan would have tackled him right there, and it would have been a first down anyway. So brings up the first punting situation.
So Mayfield goes 3 and out. They got a penalty on the kickoff. Then they got 2 penalties during the series.
Yeah.
And so they're punting on 4th and 20 from their own 11, down 1. It's 7-6 Mayfield on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard.
Kind of scary for the punter, too, when you're standing in your own end zone. It makes you a little bit nervous.
3 yards deep. Great snap from their snapper Campos, and he spirals it away. It's caught at the 48. Tackle made at the 47. So Alvarado couldn't get going, as getting down there in a hurry for the Bulldogs, Kennedy Illman.
Yep, there's a few little booing here, but it wasn't much.
Mike Bradley's out to the numbers complaining to the officials about the tackle. He's saying it was a horse collar.
Well, yeah, and I think someone might disagree, might say, too, that it looked like the returner was down on a knee and might have get hit a little slightly late, but no big deal. The officials never make errors, and so there you go. The Trojans have the ball.
1st and 10 for the Trojans at the Bulldog 46-yard line. Here's Isaac Vance coming left. Gaping hole. Hit at the 40. Bounces off that tackle and carries all the way down to the 37-yard line for 9. I love to watch him run.
I'll tell you, it was an interesting play, too, because the fullback, the blocking back, he was on the left side. It was a shotgun formation. The blocking back on the left, he looked like he was going to block to the right. The play was going to go to the right, but instead Vance came back to the left. And I think what it did is it got the linebackers leaning in the wrong direction. Vance picks up 9 yards.
Swinson goes wide to the right. Alvarado flanked wide to the left on 2nd and 1. The ball is at the Bulldog 37-yard line. Bulldogs are blitzing. Valencia goes to the air and heaves it deep for Swinson. Swinson can't catch it. It's over his head at the 5. The pass was overthrown.
Well, you know what? You said, Jeff, and I said it right now. You're Jeff, not the other guy. You know what? You said that a lot of teams with a 2nd down and short go for it, and they did go for it that time. And it was a deep route, a flag pattern, and just overthrown. So it brings up 3rd down and 1.
3rd down and a yard to go for the Trojans. It's Mayfield 7, Las Cruces 6 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. So 3rd and 1 at the 37-yard line of Cruces. Bulldogs show blitz. They hand it to Vance. 1st down, and he's got tacklers. He's pulling them with him. And he pulls them all the way down to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 12 for Vance. And they hit him after about 4.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he drug a bunch of people, and that fullback, what is his number? That fullback that's in that fullback position?
That's Lopez.
He
45.
has got a job, and what it is the old isolation play out of I formation. All he does is take on the linebacker. They give the ball to Vance behind him, and there you go, first down.
Lopez comes out of the game after throwing that block in short yardage. 1st and 10, the ball is at the 25-yard line of Las Cruces for the Trojans. Here's Isaac Vance again, right in between the tackles, finds a little soft spot up the middle and carries for 5 to the 20. He's already got 48 yards on 6 carries, and it's 2nd and 5 for Mayfield at the Bulldog 20-yard line. The Trojans are up a point.
Yep. That zone read again. It's all night long, that zone read. Vance is on the left. Quarterback gets the ball. He has an opportunity to give it to Vance or keep it himself. But I'll tell you what, the offensive line for the Trojans are winning the battle along the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 5 for the Trojans. The ball's at the Bulldog 20-yard line. Good snap to Joe Ray Valencia. Fakes the handoff and keeps. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Gets stood up. Tristan Olsen wrapped him up. Olsen's helmet comes off. He finishes the tackle without the helmet, a la Jason Witten versus the Eagles a few years ago. Yeah. And it's 3rd down and 4 for Mayfield.
Yeah, well, it's the same rule in college and in high school. He's going to have to leap for a play. But I believe that's a play you're talking about, Jeff, in that the left tight end pulled, blocked to the right, but the defense for the Bulldogs did a nice job against the play.
3rd down and 4 for Mayfield. The ball at the Bulldog 19-yard line. They're in the eye and the shotgun. Lopez the fullback, Vance the tailback, and it's Isaac Vance. Vance working in between the tackles. Not much there this time. He's sandwiched shy of the 1st down. Molina in on the stop for the Bulldogs. Julian Molina, a linebacker, 195-pound senior. And it's 4th down and 4 for the Trojans. No gain for Vance.
Yeah, they tried the same play they ran before, and they put the fullback on the left. He pulls to his right, appearing like they're going to run the play to the right, and then Vance comes back to the left, but the Trojans were not fooled in any way.
2:16 to play in the opening quarter. Mayfield 7, Las Cruces 6. 4th and 4, the Trojans are going to go for it. Valencia fakes a handoff. Now he's going to fire complete underneath to his tight end, Pierce. He has it. Hernandez tackles him at the 7, but it's 1st and goal for Mayfield.
Yeah, that was a great play by Valencia. He got the ball, looked like it was going to be a quarterback draw. He took a step forward, step back. The tight end, number 82, that was
Pierce.
Pierce, he came from right to left across the formation, and a perfect pass, and here we go, 1st and goal from the 6.
So Mayfield picks up 12 on 4th and 4. Now it's 1st and goal at the 6. Valencia hands it off to Isaac Vance, stretching out to the right, cuts it upfield hard and gets to the 3. Picks up half of what they need. It's 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
Now that's just an off-tackle play by Vance. It has a look of a zone read, but it's not. They just give the ball to Vance. And I'll tell you what, it looked like Vance was going to try to break it to the outside, but he did what you're supposed to do, planted that foot, and just it went straight up the field, and he did pick up a couple of yards. So we're looking now at 2nd down and goal from the 3.
1:19 to play in the opening quarter. Mayfield 7, Las Cruces 6 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. Valencia ducks underneath center out of the eye. Hands it off to Isaac Vance, going outside to the left, going towards the edge, and he's in. Touchdown, Mayfield. Isaac Vance scores a TD, and Mayfield extends its lead to 13-6 with 1:05 to play in the opening quarter. They go 46 yards in 9 plays.
That's a play that Woody Hayes ran that in 1956. All it is, it's I formation. The fullback blocks it in the hole. Vance followed the fullback. However, the contain for the Bulldogs was bad. Vance broke it to the outside and scored.
So Franco to try the PAT. This would make it an 8-point Trojan lead if he converts. The snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick is good. Mayfield 14, Las Cruces 6 with 1:05 to play in the opening quarter on the Mesilla Valley Bar.
Mayfield just scored, making the score 14-6. It's such an exciting game. It's Isaac Vance for a 3-yard touchdown, right?
Correct. Isaac Vance, junior running back from Mayfield, already has an offer from New Mexico State University. That's his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. 14-6 Mayfield on top. We have 1 minute 5 seconds left in the first quarter. Cruces is going to get the ball back. Let's see if they can answer back with points of their own.
Welcome back. The Trojans lead it 14-6 late in the first quarter on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. Jeff Matthews with Bob Sherman on AM 570 The Ticket. Wherever you're listening, via the radio, via the internet, or if you're watching on LCPS TV, we thank you. And Bob, we got ourselves a ball game, and the underdogs are leading. What a shock, huh?
We talked about that earlier. Here we go. So Mayfield ready to get the kick the ball off. Now it'll be interesting. They kick from the right hash, and they've been putting the ball somewhere around the numbers on the right side of the field. Let's see if he does the same thing.
Folkman's boot is away. End over end kick caught at the 8 in between the hash and numbers. He brings it to the middle of the field as Baeza across the 15, across the 20, and the Trojans get to him at the 23. So the Bulldogs start 1st and 10 at their own 23 with 58 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Both teams have had the ball twice to this point, and the Trojans have 2 TDs. The Bulldogs have a TD and a 3-and-out.
Well, the Bulldogs messed themselves up, as we talked about. They had a penalty on the kickoff, and then they had 2 false starts by a wide receiver, put themselves in a big hole and never could get out of it, and had to punt when they got the ball the second time.
1st and 10 for Las Cruces. The ball's at the Bulldog 23-yard line. Man in motion into the backfield. They hand it to him. That's Baeza coming right, and he's brought down out on the edge. Making the stop out there on the edge is Ordunez for Mayfield.
That's that number 7. That's Ordunez. He's got another number that I see
50,
here. Right?
He's 52 in your program.
But I tell you what, he was not fooled in any way, shape, or form. It was a sweep to the right. He kept good contained. He had leverage on the play. And wow, great play, no gain.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Cruces 23-yard line. 3 wide receivers for the Bulldogs, wide to the left. 2 tight ends, Delgadillo to the right. And back to pass is Miller, fires it off, and it's caught. Baeza has it for a short gain of 6. Brings up 3rd down and 4. First pass completion between Miller and Baeza, and it's a short one.
Baeza's a hook route. All it is a hook pattern. Baeza went down 5 yards, turned to the inside, and very difficult to defend. The ball was right on the money, and it did pick up 5 yards. But the the Bulldogs here looking at a 3rd and 5, and from their own 28-yard line.
End of the first quarter at the end of 1. The Mayfield Trojans 14. The Las Cruces Bulldogs 6 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570 The Ticket.
Someday we'll close the bank of mom and dad. Every parent looks forward to that day.
It's the end of the first quarter with Mayfield leading the Bulldogs 14-6. I'm here with Las Cruces student Sam Hummer, and obvious huge fan. Tell me, how do you think the game is going so far?
We're a little slow on defense right now. Hopefully, if we can get some stops, then I know my boy Cam will get us in the end zone and put some points on the board.
How do you think your student section and the energy going through it is right now?
We're good. We're good. It's a long game. We don't want to get tired, but we're going strong. We're being loud and having fun.
How has your school prepared for this game today?
Well, we've had our Spirit Week, of course. We had our bonfire Wednesday night. The entry fee was $1, and all proceeds went to Toys for Tots, so that was good. And then we got our special Mayfield Cruces shirts. 1-800 Bulldog Bling. That's the theme. So we just had a great time this week, and we're very excited for tonight.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Sam. Let's get back to the game.
Thank you.
And again, a little bit of movement on the line as they take the snap.
Yeah. You know, that's I'm a little bit surprised, okay, because their record is what, 7-2, so this is 9 games. This is the 10th game of the season, and you normally don't have that. That's just lack of concentration, and that was a false start in the middle of the line. It looked to me like they were going to try to pull a left guard to the right, and the left guard, the rule of the game says you wait till the ball snap before you start pulling to the right. And there you go. And penalty-wise now, that's four actually. It's 3 false starts and a penalty, a block of the back on the kickoff.
That's true. 25 yards in penalties for the Dogs tonight. 3rd and 10 now for the Bulldogs at their own 23. Mayfield shows blitz. Lopez is blitzing. They get a blitzer through. Miller is flush left. He'll tuck it on the sideline and steps out of bounds shy of a first down at the 28-yard line.
Yeah.
He picked up 5, which was half of what they needed, and they're going to have to punt.
That was either I don't see too good, or there's some numbers here. I believe that was number 15. They came with a blitz on the inside. It's a 5-2 defense. They brought a linebacker on the inside. He got immediate pressure.
That was 45, Lopez.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then I need to go to optometrist. It looked like 15 to me, but nothing happened, and so here we go. The Bulldogs are going to have to punt again.
So the Bulldogs faced with 4th down and 5 at their own 24-yard line. Signs into punt. Bulldogs do split out 4 gunners, so Mayfield has to get into defensive alignment. Line drive, end over end kick, grabbed by Alvarado near the sideline at the 32, and he had nowhere to go. He stepped out of bounds. So Mayfield takes over at its own 32-yard line, but 2 back-to-back 3-and-outs for the Bulldogs. And if Mayfield's had a problem this year, Bob, it's been getting off the field. They have had trouble with their defense, and they're playing much better defense tonight than they have over the course of the regular season.
Yeah, and you know the interesting thing is they're not doing anything really special. They've got a 5-2 defense. They're coming with a blitz once in a while, and I don't see anything that's just abnormal. And at this point in the game, they're just outplaying them a little bit better.
I think part of it for the Bulldogs is those penalties are keeping them out of a rhythm. 1st and 10, handoff to Vance going left, cuts it up the middle, into the 2nd level, to the 3rd level. He's at the 40, he's at the 30, he's at the 20. Nobody will catch him. Touchdown, Mayfield. 68-yard TD run for Isaac Vance.
I'll tell you what, the left offensive side of the Trojan linemen, I'm talking now, let's go center guard tackle, they just wiped him out. They totally wiped him out. It wasn't like there was so much of a hole. They just drove the Bulldog defense back on their heels, and you don't make tackles when you're back on your heels. And Vance, no one's going to catch Vance. There's no doubt about that. But there you go. Wow. Wow.
Isaac Vance, 10 carries, 122 yards, and 2 TDs tonight. There's 11:38 to play in the 2nd quarter. Alvarado to hold, Franco to try the PAT. Good snap, good hold. They got some penetration. The kick is away, and it's good. So it's Mayfield 21, Las Cruces 6 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570, The Ticket.
Let's face it, your motorhome is your home on the road, whether you're going cross-country to visit your loved ones or just...
Please support Andres and Sam in their efforts to give back to the community. Las Cruces High School football would like to thank Bobby Perez and Cholitos for providing tonight's post-game meal. Mayfield High School football would like to thank Porter Deli for providing tonight's post-game meal.
Possessions for the Mayfield Trojans. 3 touchdowns for the Mayfield Trojans. That was the big play biting the Bulldogs. Is Vance, 68 yards for a TD. He's already got 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. On our stat update brought to you by the Real Man tonight. Real Man in Mesilla.
You're not going to catch him. And as I said, you got to credit the whole left side of the offensive line for the Trojans, because they just blew the Bulldogs 3 yards deep. And Vance, at that point, it's all over.
So the Bulldogs with 2 3-and-outs, and the Trojans, after those 3-and-outs, they put points on the board and built a nice lead here. Long way to go. Kickoff gets passed by Aza and into the end zone for a touchback. So Cruces starts at the 20. One of the other things going on here, Bob, Mayfield's possessions, their last 2 have started at their 46 and at their own 32. They've kind of had a field position advantage ever since that penalty on the kickoff against the Bulldogs a couple of possessions ago.
Yeah, hey Jeff, that's a great observation, and of course the Bulldogs have better get out of the penalty problem, because they're putting themselves in a hole, and now they're starting at their own 20, which is not too hot either.
So Mayfield is up by 15, but there's 11:38 to play in the second quarter. Miller sets his team. Cameron's going to tuck it and go left. They're not messing around. He spins away from a tackler and goes down at the 25. Picks up 5 on a keeper to the left. Miller's got 43 yards and a TD on 6 carries tonight on the stat update brought to you by the Real Man. And we are in a position right now where the Bulldogs really can't mess around with this too much longer because the Trojans have opened up a 2 TD lead.
Yeah, and just a played flat quarterback sweep to the left, and good play, picked up 6 yards.
Hernandez wide to the left, twins to the right for the Bulldogs. And Miller's going to throw on 2nd and 5, has all day. Now he's flushed right. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and it's wide open. First down at the 30, breaks it out to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, and tackled out of bounds at the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 22 yards.
Well, whoever has contain on the left side, and in a 5-2 defense, it's normally the outside guy who you call him a defensive end, outside linebacker, what you want to call it. Miller moved to his left. That contained guy on the left side came too far to the center of the field, and Miller had the whole field to run, and big problem on the contain for the Trojans on the left side.
So, first down in a while for the Bulldogs, and they have it 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Same formation with 3 wide receivers and a handoff to the sophomore Peyton Ball. Breaks it outside, cuts it upfield, across midfield into Trojan territory, and taken down at the 48. It's a gain of 5 for Peyton Ball. 2 carries, 36 yards for Peyton tonight. And it's 2nd and 5 for the Dogs at the Trojan 47.5-yard line.
Well, they're moving the ball well. They're not doing anything particularly fancy, which they probably figured Coach Miller probably said, hey, let's get away from this fancy stuff. Let's just do the stuff we've been doing all year, and a nice gain.
Ellis goes wide to the right. Baeza comes wide to the left for the Bulldogs. 2 tight ends for the Dogs, and Miller out of the gun with ball in the backfield with him. And he just takes it and carries right, gets a blocker in front. He slides through a little seam, and he's across the 40 to the 39 for a first down after a gain of 8.
Same play they ran they just ran it the other direction. And I'll tell you what, that guy Peyton Ball, now he holy mackerel, he's a little guy. He's 5'10", 160 pounds, and he's a darn good blocker. And it's a shotgun formation. Ball is on the right. Ball becomes a blocker, and Miller just follows him, and there you go. It's simple stuff.
Terrazas wide to the left, Baeza in a slot to the left side. 2 tight ends, Delgadillo to the left, Fritz to the right. Miller out of the gun with a back in the backfield with him. And he hands it off to Peyton Ball. Ball coming left, cuts it up inside. He's across the 35 and wrapped up at the 33. That's a gain of 6 for Peyton Ball.
Yeah, nice play there. That was number 1. And that's Patrick, is that who that is? Shannon? Patrick Shannon. I'm sorry. Well, I'm getting close. I had it backwards, right? But he just held his ground out there on the outside as a corner and forced the ball to the inside and made a pretty decent tackle. But it was still a pickup of close to 6 yards.
2nd and 5, we'll call it for the Bulldogs. The ball at the Trojan 33. Mayfield's up 21-6 with 9:07 to play in the half. Here comes the counter with Miller carrying, bounces it out to the sideline, runs out of room as he's slung out at around the 28. Close to a first down. I think he has it.
Well, that's that zone read play again. And again, the idea of the zone read is that the running back was to the left. He passes Miller in front of him. Miller has to take a look and see, are you going to give him the ball? And if he's looking to his left, the ball carrier's going to his right, the fake is going to his right, Miller's looking to his left. And if he sees the defense start to move to the inside to attack the running back, he carries the ball. It is a nice play.
He was out of bounds just shy of the first down, they say. 3rd and inches. The ball is at the Trojan 29. Miller's going to keep straight up the gut into the second level, bounces it outside, and he's loose to 20, to the 15, picks up a block, stumbles at the 10, and goes down at the 7-yard line. It's a gain of 22.
Same old stuff, boy. It's a quarterback draw, and he got a really nice block out there, and that guy was Terrazas, number 2. I'm very impressed with the way the wide receivers on both teams can block. And a big gain, a very simple play, big gain, and there you are. It's going to be on the 7-yard line. First and goal on the 7.
8:37 to play in the half. 21-6. The Trojans lead it, but the Bulldogs are knocking on the door. And a timeout taken by Las Cruces. We'll take one too. Trojans by 15 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570.
Bulldog fans, Trojan fans, don't forget to get your 50-50
It is 21-6 with 8:30 left to go. In the second quarter, it's almost halftime. The Mayfield Trojans are leading the Bulldogs. It is a very exciting game. I know Cruces is close to scoring right now. What do you think, Alyssa?
I think, well, okay, the energy here is just crazy right now. They're really close, probably like 5 yards away. I don't know, it's just really exciting. So hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, I'm not really picking a team here, but let's see. Like, the odds are in everyone's favor today.
That's all that we have down here. Let's get back to the game.
Las Cruces 6. 8:29 to play in the half on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. Bulldogs have it first down and 10 at the Trojan 7-yard line, and they took a timeout. So they come to the line of scrimmage. Ellis wide to the left, a twin set to the short side of the field to the right. Now they motion Baez into the backfield, fake a handoff to him. Miller with play action, wanted to throw it, decides not to throw it, and is dropped at the 5-yard line, maybe got a yard or two. Second down and goal.
He got good contained out there. He looked like he wanted to throw it just like you say. However, and that's my guy that's Ordunez again over there. He had good contain on the play, and Miller just really couldn't set his feet to throw the ball. He decided to duck it inside, and not a whole lot there, but it's still second down and goal from the just outside the 5.
Gain a yard. Second and goal at the 6. Terrazas wide to the left. Baez in a slot to the left. Hernandez also wide to the left. 2 tight ends. Miller calls. Miller's going to keep. Miller going left. Bounces it outside. Going for the corner. And he's hit. But he's in. Touchdown. He beat him to the flag. A 6-yard run for Miller. He has 107 yards and 2 TDs tonight. We build it a little bit as a battle between Vance and Miller, and that's exactly what it's turning into. Touchdown Bulldogs with 7:40 to play in the half, and it's 21-12 Mayfield.
Well, Miller set that whole thing up. It was a quarterback. He actually wanted to break it off tackle, and he had good vision. He ducked off tackle. Then he broke to the outside. The contain was gone. There you go. Result of touchdown.
21-12 Mayfield. And the PAT attempt coming from Martinez. Snap was high. Miller did a great job catching it, and he puts it through.
Is that the same guy? That was a left-footed kicker. Was it a left-footed kicker?
Same time. Same guy. Yeah. He's limping off, by the way.
You know, the whole thing did not look synchronized, did it?
Well, the snap was high. What a catch by Miller.
He got it, and of course the kicker has got to start his motion forward, and he had to kind of stutter step a little bit, and he got it off.
So it's 21-13 Mayfield, 7:40 to play in the half. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570, The Ticket.
We're hitting the street.
For the Trojans, number 2, Riley Folkman.
Oh, I'm loving it.
Welcome back. Jeff Matthews along with Bob Sherman at Aggie Memorial Stadium. Mayfield 21, Las Cruces 13 with 7 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the second quarter. Signs to boot it away for the Bulldogs. Signs kick his away, and he squibs it. Almost worked as a long onside kick. The Trojans fall on it back at the 35.
Now that's interesting. I guess it was planned, right?
They didn't want to kick it to Vance, I think.
Yeah, but it almost looked, well, that's probably a pretty good idea, but it didn't do a heck of a lot because the Trojans now are going to get the ball at their own 35-yard line. I guess I would have thought maybe you'd try to squib it a little farther and get it downfield a little bit more, but hey, that's the way it goes. So Mayfield taking over 1st and 10 at their own 35.
1st and 10.
21-13, Mayfield leads Las Cruces. 7:38 to play in the half on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. Trojans' 4th possession. They're 3 for 3 tonight. Hand off to Vance. Vance upended as he crosses the 40 coming right. Dropped at the 41. It's a gain of 6 for Vance, who already has 128 yards on 11 carries.
You know, I've talked about the Mayfield defense, but the Bulldawgs looks like to me that they just play a fairly standard 4-3. 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and a 4-deep secondary. And they have not shown blitz. They haven't shown anything particularly special, and they're staying with it pretty well.
2nd down and 4 for the Mayfield Trojans. The ball at the Trojan 41-yard line. Trips to the left. Single receiver right side. Vance caught the snap. Direct snap to Vance. He heads straight up the gut and a marker's down. Gain of 2 for Vance on the keeper behind right guard, right tackle. Illegal shift is the call against Mayfield. That's the Trojans' first penalty.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt them because the Trojans now are going to drop back 5. And they picked up Vance very well on the play. The Bulldawgs that time is very interesting. They had really nobody deep. The secondary is real tight. There was nobody more than 7 yards deep, and you can see that they're playing Vance. They're saying if you're going to run Vance, man, you're going to have to run through a heck of a lot of guys close to the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 9 as the penalty moves the Trojans back to the Trojan 36-yard line. Trips to the left. Back to pass is Joe Ray Valencia looking over the middle. Now he's firing to Vance. Diving attempt at a catch. Incomplete, they say. Down at the Bulldog 44-yard line.
Yeah, the ball was thrown reasonably low. The coverage was pretty good on the play. That was number 3. That was Molina. And Molina was out there on the coverage. Had the ball been on the money, I think it would have been a reception. It was a kind of a deep sideline route. And the ball not very well thrown.
3rd down and 9. Trojans have it at their own 36-yard line. Swinson and Alvarado go to the left. Vance slot left. And Valencia in an empty backfield out of the shotgun drops to pass. Looks left side. That's where all his receivers are. Nobody's open. He's flushed right. Grab, gets rid of it. Throws it up for grabs, and it's incomplete. Vance was open, but he overshot him throwing in desperation, and it frankly came closer to Baeza than Vance.
that was not a real good throw. He got pressure right away. Quarterback Valencia moving to the right. Vance was open, but quarterback never had a chance to set his feet and kind of like you say, threw it up for grabs, and that's not a good place to do it. Very fortunately, the ball was not picked off. So going to be a 4th down and long here. Going to have to punt, obviously. You know, they shift. They got me nervous there for a minute. I see they line up in a regular formation and then shift.
So the Trojans stall for the first time, and Bulldogs had stalled twice earlier in the game, and the one theme in all the times the teams have stalled has been there's been a penalty in the series. Kick is away. Takes a big Trojan bounce. Hits about the 34. Rolls inside the 25 and went out of bounds at the 22. They got about 15 yards of roll out of that thing, and the Bulldogs end up taking over at their own 22.
Yeah, the punt was not good at all. It went off the side of his foot, but there, if you notice there too, Jeff, he had to scoop it off the ground. He didn't have a very good snap. And I think he got a little bit nervous about that. Didn't get a lot of pressure, but I think punter thought he was going to get pressure and just angled it off the side of his foot and got, fortunately, a very good roll.
Bulldogs are down 8. Their defense has stopped the Trojans for the first time tonight. The Bulldogs take over at their own 22, 1st and 10. Man in motion into the backfield. Fake handoff. Miller fires to Hernandez, who makes a lunging catch. Goes down immediately afterwards at the 27-yard line, but it's a gain of 5.
Nice catch by Hernandez. It was a fake fly sweep, and the pass was it was okay. And Hernandez, though, he had to dive for it to catch the ball, and it was a very, very good reception on a short sideline route. So pick up 4 or 5 on the play.
2nd down, 5 to go for the Bulldogs at the Bulldog 27-yard line. Cameron Miller out of the shotgun with ball next to him. He hands it to Ball, spins away from a tackler, tries to bounce it outside and is tripped up. No gain.
Yeah, good play by number 49, and I've got to look at my roster. I don't know these named Nunley, I believe. And Nunley's the outside guy, and he's, whatever you want to call him, defensive end, outside linebacker. He held his ground and made a nice stop on the play. Actually, it's a loss of about a yard on the play.
21-13 Mayfield, 5:12 to play in the half. Third down and about 5.5 for the Dogs at their own 26.5. Empty backfield, Miller drops to pass. Let's go of it, and the pass incomplete. Incomplete at the 37, and they're going for Baeza Montoya on coverage for the Trojans.
Very good coverage by Montoya. Was that 39? Because Baeza, actually, it was a pretty quick route. It was a quick sideline, enough to get the first down. And the coverage on the play was just perfect. He was right there, reached in, and timed it perfectly. And there you go. So the Bulldogs looked like something was going to happen, and it just didn't happen. They're going to be punting again.
Their third 3 and out of the ball game. And it's 4th and about 6 for the Dogs at their own 26-yard line, and signs to punt. Good snap. Booms it away. Low line drive kick away from Alvarado, who catches it on 2 hops at the 35 to the 40. He's grabbed and dropped at the 43-yard line. Doing a good job on special teams for the Bulldogs was Jason Stamper. Stamper got down there and held on for dear life to Alvarado, because if he gets by him, then they had something cooking.
Yeah, well, you know, Alvarado, that's a little bit of a chance that you take, because the ball hit the ground and it's bounding, and he took a chance, but the chance worked out, because had he let that ball go, that would have gone another 10 or 15 yards. So it turned out to be a good play by Alvarado. So the Trojans taking over 1st and 10 in good field position again, Jeff, at the 43, their own 43.
Twins to the left, low snap. Valencia hands it off to Isaac Vance. Vance goes left, a little shifty move, cuts it up inside, and picks up 5 to the 48. Didn't look like there was really much there, and he still found 5.
Well, you know what he did? He looked like he was going to come inside. It's that zone read play again, from right to left, and he looked like he was going inside, took a little move to the outside, then broke it back to the inside. So that was awfully good running by him, and picked up 5 yards.
Ball right on the big Aggie logo right in the middle of the field of Pistol Pete. 2nd down and 5 to go for the Trojans at their own 48-yard line. Twins to the right, Valencia to throw. Unleashes it, complete close to the first down stick. Taken down immediately is Lachlan, who made the catch. Hernandez and Molina combine on the stop. And it's going to be a 1st down for the Trojans at the Bulldog 44.
Well, Lachlan did a good job, because it was a hook pattern. Just straight down, turn around, run a hook, but you got to make sure you run the hook so you're going to get the 1st down. The Trojans needed 5. He ran a 6-yard hook pattern. The ball was right there, and there you go, 1st down.
So the Trojans have it 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 46-yard line. Offset eye in the backfield with Valencia in the shotgun. Hands it right off to Isaac Vance going left. Isaac turns it upfield across the 40. Upended, dropped at the 38. Flag comes way after the play.
That's liable to be a dead ball play. I'm not really sure, but Vance again, boy, I'll tell you what, he's sneaky. He looks like he's going to go to hold against the Trojans. Vance looked like he was going to duck inside, then he broke it outside, and he has very, very good vision, but he picked up the yardage, but he probably picked up the yardage because I'm going to guess the hold was right at the point of attack on the outside.
Penalty moves Mayfield all the way back to their own 45-yard line. That was Mayfield's 2nd penalty of the night. 3:35 to play until halftime. It's Mayfield 21, Las Cruces 13 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. Stay tuned after the game for the Las Cruces Public Schools post-game show. And we'll name a Barrett Real Estate player of the game. 1st and 20. Swing pass out to Lachlan. Gets a block, comes right across the 50, into Bulldog territory to the 48, and drop there. The gain of 7.
Yeah, that again, that's Lopez. I got him right now. I called him 15 before, now he's 45, so I did all right. It didn't look like much was going to happen there. It was a screen to the right, and Lopez, number 45, a nice block and some pretty snazzy little running there, and it picked up more yardage than I thought. But it's still going to be long yardage. 2nd down and 12 for the Trojans.
2:50 to play until halftime. The Trojans 21, the Bulldogs 13. here at Aggie Memorial Stadium. Dogs are 7-2. The Trojans are 6-3. Both teams 3-0 in district. Swinson wide to the left. Lachlan in a slot to the left side. Alvarado flanked wide to the right. And Mayfield's going to take a timeout. 2:35 to play in the half. It's Mayfield 21, Las Cruces 13 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. You're listening to Trojan and Bulldog football on AM 570. The Ticket.
How's it going, everybody? 21-13 is the score. Mayfield's looking to add on to that lead. There's 2:35 left in the second quarter. Alex, it's supposed to be an offensive game. It started off that way, but recently the defenses have really stepped up. Both teams kind of struggling to get drives going recently, but Mayfield is on one right now.
And I think the fans feel it, everyone feels it. I think the crowd is actually getting bigger as we speak, Joseph. There's just people piling in. I don't know if we're all going to fit. And everyone's excited, so let's get back to the game.
Vance juggles it and can't hold on to it out on the flat. And it's 3rd and 12.
Well, I tell you what, the idea was good. Vance was lined up on the left-hand side of the shotgun formation. He just dribbled through the formation, off tackle, at about the C gap, which is between the tackle and the tight end. And he was open on the play, and the ball was thrown well. And it's one of those things where Vance may have started to look upfield a little bit too early. He messed around with the ball, juggled it, and never was able to get control.
3rd and 12 for the Trojans. The ball is at the Bulldog 48. Shotgun. And Valencia drops the pass, looking left. Now he's scrambling up the middle. He's got some running room, but not enough for a first down as Molina ends the run at the Bulldog 42. It's a gain of 6 on the Valencia scramble. And that brings up 4th down for Mayfield. And 6 at the Bulldog 42. And I don't see the punting team coming in.
Yeah, you know, this is an interesting call. Now there's 2:05 to go in the game, two minutes now. And they're looking at their own 42-yard line. They've got to make, it's 4th and 6. And you talk about a big play here for the first half for the Trojans. This is it right now.
Yeah, they're going to go for it on 4th and 6 at the Bulldog 42. Vance split wide to the left. Keep an eye on him. Swinson wide to the right. Alvarado in a slot to the right side. Valencia looking Vance's way, and he's going to tuck it and run. He's loose. 30, 25, and down to the 24-yard line. First down, Mayfield after a gain of 17 as Valencia tucked it and went up the gut. First down.
Well, the Bulldogs came with pressure, and Valencia had time to see where the pressure was coming from. It came to the inside, and he was able to notice where the pressure was, took a little move to the left, and when he got past the line of scrimmage, there's no linebackers to tackle him because they all blitzed and picked up the first down.
1st and 10 for Mayfield at the Bulldog 24. Twins to the right, handoff to Vance, finds a seam, gets behind his lineman, bounces it out right, grab, gets free again. He's close to the first down stick, and they'll blow it dead without getting him down at around the 14. You know, that's close to 10 for Isaac Vance. Timeout, Mayfield.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So there's a minute 4 to play in the half. The Trojans are up 8. We'll keep it here. I think we've got a lot of breaks, and we'll take a break if they take another timeout. But I don't see them taking a time. Okay, now they just did. They were measuring first. It's a first down for Isaac Vance. We're all discombobulated, so let's keep it here.
Well, now I think they did take a timeout. Okay.
They didn't want a timeout, but they were given a timeout.
Oh, okay. All right.
And when I say they didn't want a timeout, the Mayfield coaches didn't want a timeout, but one of the kids called a timeout. Because I see what they're talking about it.
Yeah.
JE's going to have to go explain why they were given a timeout. But I think JE's going to say, well, one of your guys called timeout.
Yeah, one of the guys called timeout. You know, the timeout could be called, obviously, on the field by a player. It could be called from the sideline. And I think you have observed there, Jeff. You've observed exactly what happened because, they're still having a little conversation over there. And but there you go.
They wanted to save the timeout because the clock was stopped because they had a first down.
They had the first down, and the clock was already stopped. But anyway, no one cares at this point.
Mike Bradley seems to care.
Mike Bradley cares. We don't care. They have a timeout left, though. Is that correct?
Right.
They've got one more to go.
First and 10 for the Trojans at the Bulldog 14. Valencia has twins to the left. He hands it to Isaac Vance, stretching out to the left. Fritz with a good job out and contain, kind of kept him hemmed in. He bent the corner for Ford advance.
Yeah, you said it exactly right. You don't need my comment on that. You don't even need me anymore, do you? That was number 26, and I'm looking on there. That's Fritz, and he kept his position. He has contained, kept his contained position, did not let Vance get to the outside, played that beautifully. 2nd and 6 for Mayfield at the Bulldog 10-yard line. Valencia will keep going left. Gaping hole. What a block by his tight end. Touchdown, Valencia. Making the key block for Mayfield on that play. Jalen Guerrero. Wow. 6'6", 240-pound tight end, just cleaned it up. And Valencia, I don't think he was touched. I tell you what, that has got to be, that's a highlight-filled block. That was a big-time block by that tight end. He got into his guy, and he didn't knock him down. He just got into him high and drove him back into the end zone. And there you go. That's a touchdown. Wow. Mayfield goes 57 yards. Don't forget they converted on 4th and 6 on the journey. 32 seconds to play until halftime, and Mayfield springing the upset here. Alvarado to hold. Franco's kick is away, and the kick is good. So it's Mayfield 28, Las Cruces 13 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard as the Trojans go 57 yards for the TD, converting on 4th and 6 along the way. We'll take a break. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570, The Ticket.
We're hitting the street.
Second quarter, Alamogordo 21, Hobbs 13. Second quarter, Roswell 14, Goddard 7. Artesia 7, Lovington 0. Cleveland 14, Rio Rancho
28.
0.
And Las Cruces 13 with 32 seconds to play in the half. 3 3-and-outs for the Bulldogs in the first half. To me, that's the surprise and storyline number 1. I knew the Trojan offense was efficient, and they've been efficient tonight. If you look at the numbers, Mayfield defense has given up a bucket full of points this year, but tonight they're getting off the field. Well, they're doing a good job, and again, those penalties by the Bulldogs certainly didn't help them either. And as you mentioned, Jeff, their field position for the Bulldogs has been terrible all night long. There's only 32 seconds to play in the half. They could use a big kick return from Baeza. Baeza lets it develop and finds an alley. 30, 35 to the 40, 45. The safety footman, the kicker, brings him down up at the 47. The problem for the Bulldogs is they've only got 25 seconds till halftime and 2 timeouts. Yeah. Well, you know, that's the first time that Mayfield kicked the ball toward the middle of the field. And the Bulldogs had a sideline right return, and they just had a big wall go to the right, and they had a lot of room. That ball has been kicked off more toward the sideline. Bulldogs took advantage of that kickoff. But they've got 53 yards to go in 25 seconds. Miller with an empty backfield and 3 wide receivers. He's going to run anyway, and they hit him and drop him back at the 42. Miller was tackled by Pierce. Loss of 5. Tell you what, he wasn't fooled in any way, shape, or form, and no one touched him either. He penetrated the line of scrimmage. Miller was going to take the little step that he takes, this little counter step, and then he was going to go forward. And by the time he took that counter step, Pierce was right on him, and that's it. Look at this. That's it. There's your half. So Mayfield takes it to Cruces in the first half. Cameron Miller's conducting a little offensive meeting before they go into the locker room here out at the 37-yard line. It's halftime. 28-13, Mayfield in a mild surprise here at Aggie Memorial Stadium. I don't think people are surprised the Trojans are leading. This is always anybody's ball game. But the Bulldogs were kind of ranked number 2 and in the top 4, and the Trojans had that 3-game losing streak all not that long ago, and they've struggled on defense. And I mean, clearly big upper hand to the Mayfield Trojans here in the first half. They deserve the lead they got.
Absolutely, and you know, Jeff and I were talking about this. When you do a college game, you get statistics just thrown at you like crazy. One of the statistics that you look at is time of possession, which we are not able to keep. Jeff does everything. I mean, he keeps all these stats, and that's just amazing, all the things that he does, and there's no way you can keep time of possession. I'll bet you the time of possession was about double for Mayfield.
They had the ball a lot. Cruces had 3 3-and-outs. Then they finally get good field position late in the half, but there's only 40-some seconds to play until halftime, and their first down play goes bust. It just seemed like a lot of the little things went Mayfield's way in the first half, but I think really point A, battle of the trenches.
Yep.
Mayfield's winning that.
They're winning the battle, and there's a couple of times where Mayfield linemen, and again, I haven't followed football other than high school football other than what I read in the newspaper, but they have dominated the line of scrimmage on several plays. And you know, I wanted to go back to what Miller did there, and I'm not talking about Coach Miller. I'm talking about the quarterback Miller. You know, they had that little huddle that you're talking about, and the coaches can yell at them all you want. Coaches are paid to yell at players, but I'll tell you what, when a player gets them together and says, guys, we have to get this together. We got to make something happen. You guys have got to play harder. You guys have got to help us to win this game. You know what? They believe him. He's not being paid. He's one of them. And there's nothing like that. When I saw that, when you saw it first, that's really interesting that Cameron Miller was able to do that. He took the time to do it, and it'll mean something.
This is our Burger Time Golf Tournament halftime report coming up here. At the half, it's Mayfield 28, Las Cruces 13 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. The Burger Time Golf Tournament sponsors are getting ready to be
Before we direct you guys out to the Cruces High School band performance, Mayfield up at halftime 28-13 thanks to a last-minute touchdown by Joe Ray Valencia. Now, Mayfield's defense has been a question mark so far this season. However, their defense has stepped up today. They're playing mean. They're forcing Miller to make tough decisions. And the fact that Cruces only has 13 points at halftime really shows that. Let's see if Mayfield's defense can keep this up and prevent Cruces from keeping up. Because Mayfield's scoring points. They have to make Cruces' defense get stops, and Mayfield has to continue making stops on their own. We'll see you guys back after the performance from the Las Cruces High School marching band.
Drum makers Jacob Spiller and Naomi Ramirez. Is the showcase band ready? You may take the field for halftime entertainment. your hands together for the Las Cruces High School fight song. The award-winning Showcase Band will perform at the Tournament of Bands Marching Competition tomorrow here at Aggie Memorial Stadium. We welcome you to come and support your fellow Bulldogs. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the south end zone. 22 years ago, Sandra and Kevin McGrath had a dream for Las Cruces. This dream became an incredible reality through the commitment and contributions of the Las Cruces business community and numerous participants who helped to support the annual golf tournament. This year's effort surpassed last year's total and netted $306,000 for our high schools. At this time, Kevin McGrath, Superintendent, Chief of Staff, Tim Hand, Director of Athletics, Ernest Viramontes, Manny McGrath, and Cameron Viramontes would like Las Cruces, New Mexico to please help welcome and thank this year's Burger Time committee members and the sponsors of the 22nd annual Sandra B. McGrath All Activities High School Golf Tournament. KVIA, Channel 7, Kathy Gonzalez, Cynthia Clark, Nancy Elkin, Jag Chima, thank you to all the great sponsors. Burger Time, Adams Radio, American Linen Supply, Bravo Mike Radio, Coca-Cola, Farmers Insurance Group, Las Cruces Sun News, Memorial Medical Center, Price's Creamery, Salopec 6U Farms, Cisbaro Buick Pontiac GMC, U.S. Bank, Spring Hill Suites, Cruces Trophy and Awards, Las Cruces Bulletin, Anglo Beverage, Corner Deli, Dickerson's Catering, The Game, Hotel Encanto, La Posta de Messia, Lorenzo's Italian Restaurant, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Mike Apodaca, Prestige Development Group, FTS Office Systems Incorporated. Southern New Mexico Speedway. Southwest Sport and Spine Center. Wells Fargo Bank. A Bite of Belgium. ABC Printing Company. Able Sign Company. Allstate Benefits. American Documents. Applebee's. Ashley's Furniture Home Store. Atlas Travel. Beasley Mitchell and Company. Chili River Inc. Kohl's. Citizens Bank of Las Cruces. Del Valle Physical Therapy. Digital Solutions. Electrical Contracting Services. Exit Realty. First Light Credit Union. Hooters. Johnstone Supply. Kelly Liquors. L&P Building Supply. Las Cruces Moose Lodge 281. Millennium Health and Fitness. New Mexico Bowl. Peter Piper. Premier Distributing Company. Archon Construction. Rick Nesser Consulting. Seco Spice. Spence Asset Management. Steinborn Associates Real Estate. Sun Valley Do-It-Best Hardware. The Fix Salon. Tom Salopek Farms. And Village Inn. Big round of applause for our committee and the sponsors that helped make the Sandra B. McGrath All Activities High School Golf Tournament a big success.
Bryce, how do you think your season as a Centennial football player has been going thus far?
So far it's been good. It's really exciting. I think the players have really bought into the program. We have a great senior class and the coaches are phenomenal.
You have a record of 10-0. How does that feel? How have you guys prepared to get to where you are today?
It's been a lot of hard work all the way back to the summer. Morning workouts all the way through two-a-days. It's just been a lot of hard work and a lot of effort's been put in.
So would you say that hard work and effort has been paying off thus far?
Yes, definitely.
And you are ranked number 2 overall in the state and number 1 in 5A. How does that feel to be a senior football player going into state? How do you feel about that?
It's really exciting. Hopefully there's a lot of competition in 5A right now, and hopefully we can make a run at it in December.
And Cruces Mayfield, how have these two teams performed throughout the year? How do you think this game is going to go?
These two teams are great. I think it's a really close game right now. I'll probably expect to come back from Cruces. It'll be close down to the wire.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you, Bryce. Let's get to the game for more action.
Some friends from work. No problem. With the extra people.
Las Cruces 13 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. Stats here at the half. Mayfield has 261 yards to Las Cruces is 175. So 90 more yards for the Trojans than the Bulldogs. Joe-Ray Valencia passing 4 for 9 for 72 yards and a TD. He's hit Alvarado on a 47-yard TD pass. He's hit Pierce on a 12-yard pass and Lachlan twice for 13 yards. Isaac Vance, 14 carries, 148 yards and 2 TDs for the Trojans. The Bulldogs, they have 175 yards. 147 of that is on the ground. 102 of it and 2 TDs from Cameron Miller. Ball has 4 carries for 42 yards for the Bulldogs. Miller just 3 of 7 passing for 28 yards.
All right, football fans.
Well, the Trojans are going to get the ball because at the coin toss, which of course Jeff has never seen, he saw his first coin toss. How'd you like it?
It was pretty good.
Pretty exciting, wasn't it?
If you're going to catch one, this would be the one to catch.
But anyway, the Trojans won the toss, elected to defer their choice, which of course then they get the ball. So the Trojans will have the ball to start the second half. And it's been an interesting game. It's an upset so far, but boy, there's a lot of football to go. So here we go. Here we go again, Jeff.
No lead is safe, but boy, the Trojans could give themselves a wide berth if they can do something with it here. And here's the kickoff to start the second half, caught at the 1. Trojans to the 10, Trojans to the 20, Trojans to the 30. I think that's Alvarado out to the 33-yard line, so a pretty good return. And he did a nice tightrope catch to even make it so that he could return that. He wanted to return that pretty bad.
Yeah, he really did. And the ball landed. He had to return. Okay, it wasn't in the end zone, but it landed about the 1, and he had to take off. They had a nice little return. It was a wedge return up the sideline on the right side, and that was I'm going to say about a 32-yard kickoff return.
Mayfield starts off 1st and 10 at the Trojan 33-yard line here. First series of the second half. Mayfield's up. And a handoff to Isaac Vance coming left, sandwiched at the 36 and taken down. He only picked up 3 off tackle.
That's that zone read. We talked about it all night long, where the quarterback has the option to give the ball or to keep it. Most of the time he's going to give it, but you know, if you give, pretty soon the defense is going to start leaning Vance's way, and now that quarterback, Valencia, has an opportunity to carry it around the other side. So we just have to see what happens, but the Bulldog defense, nice job that time. Pick up a 3.
Corey Noel, the linebacker, in on the stop for the Bulldogs, along with Fritz, the defensive end. 2nd down and 7 for the Trojans at their own 36-yard line. Valencia back to pass. Valencia has time, steps up, fires, and the pass is caught by Alvarado at the 45 to the 40 and dropped at the Bulldog 37-yard line.
Plenty of time. Alvarado was running a deep sideline route, and number 44, that's Hernandez, was on the play. He's the corner for the Bulldogs. He tried to jump in front of the ball and just mistimed it a little bit, and Alvarado was able to get the yardage after the catch. Big gain, and well, there we go. The Trojans are on the move again.
1st and 10 for Mayfield at the Bulldog 37-yard line after a gain of 27 yards. Handoff to Vance, but a penalty marker flies and stops the play.
It's going to be a false start again.
That's the third penalty against Mayfield now for 20 yards.
And you know, again, that was a wide receiver. I've never seen so many wide receivers jumping off false start. Normally false starts are in the center of the line. Wide receiver, I don't see any advantage of trying to get off the ball so darn fast when you're all the way to the right. But in this case, to the right. No big deal, but it is a big deal. It's a -5.
10 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. It's the Trojans 28, the Bulldogs 13 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. 1st and 15. Out of the shotgun, Valencia catches it knee high, drops to pass, fires long over the middle. Alvarado's open, but the pass is overthrown. Valencia got hammered right as he let go of it and overshot his man, Alvarado, who was open. If he puts that on the money, it's a touchdown.
Well, he got behind number 11. I'm looking at number 11. That's Molina. And the other one, I'm afraid I didn't catch the number on it, but he actually got behind two guys. There were two guys on the play. He split them, and the ball was just overthrown.
I just can't believe it, but Molina's a freshman starting in a defensive backfield at varsity level. As Mark Hartshorn, my regular partner, said, don't they play on Tuesdays? 2nd and 15, handoff to Vance. Vance going right, turns it upfield, runs over the pile, and is dropped at the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 8, but they needed 15, so he got about half of what they needed.
You know, Vance, for a little guy, I didn't realize that he was really, they have him listed here at 160 pounds. I guess that's what he is. But you know what? He tips the pile. You know, when you stop Vance, then it doesn't go backwards. He tips the pile forward, so he runs a lot bigger than he really is.
9:53 to play in the third quarter. A 15-point Trojan lead. Big third down here. Third down at about 8. Valencia is going to keep, bounces it out to the right. And along the sideline, Molina shoves him out of bounds, well shy of the first down at the 32. It's a gain of 2 for Joe Ray. And it's going to bring up a 4th and 5. We saw Mayfield go for it on 4th and 6 at the exact same spot. Fact is, it might have been a little further back.
Oh, it's way back. I believe that was at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, they're at the 32.
So they're at the 32, so there's no doubt about it. That was the zone read play. It's the fake, and then the quarterback fakes it to Vance, keeps it around the outside, and now talk about big plays. Here's another one, 4th and 5.
4th and 5 for the Trojans. The ball is at the Bulldog 32. Twins to the left. Handoff to Vance coming left. Cuts it back. Fights and stretches for a first down at the 25. Boy, you think 4th and 5, they're going to have to pass it, but not when Isaac Vance averages 9 yards a carry. Vance gets up, testing out that ankle a little bit. It looks like he tweaked an ankle a little bit after a gain of about 9 and a first down on 4th down.
No, he's got great vision. One thing about Vance, he gets the ball deep in the backfield. He gets a chance to look over the defense before he makes his cut, and he's got great vision. The cuts that he makes tonight have all been right.
1st and 10 for the Trojans at the Bulldog 24. Joe Ray Valencia back to pass, firing deep right sideline into the end zone. Incomplete. Lachlan was the intended receiver. Baeza on coverage, and they couldn't connect. Pretty good pass from Joe Ray.
I thought that was a great pass, and you know, and again, we're a long way away. It looked to me like Lachlan had an opportunity. He had a step on Baeza, and that's that little timing route. I think if that ball had a little more air under it, you know, a little higher, a little more air under it, I think that would have been a catch for a touchdown, but it was not. Incomplete.
2nd and 10 for the Trojans. The ball at the Bulldog 24. Alvarado flanked to the left. Swinson flanked to the right. Offset eye out of the gun. Valencia wants to go up top. Fires, pass incomplete. Ellis jumped the route of Alvarado and nearly picked that pass off.
I'll tell you, that was a great play by Ellis. That's number 7, right? That's that corner out there, and the timing of it was perfect. As soon as Alvarado touched the ball, he was on him like Velcro. I'll tell you what, there was no room whatsoever. Great play defensively.
Mayfield 28, Las Cruces 13. 3rd and 10 for the Trojans at the Bulldog 24-yard line. Offset eye, 2 backs in the backfield. Play action, Valencia goes up top. Swinson has it on a post route, and he's dropped by Baeza at the 5-yard line. First time they've connected tonight. And it's a gain of 20 yards.
Now, there was a little fake inside, just enough fake inside, I believe, to hold the corner. And then the route was a quick post pattern right in front of the corner and complete. Here we go again, and first and goal at the 5 for the Trojans.
Swinson and Alvarado wide to the right. Joe Ray Valencia with Vance in the backfield. Hands it to Vance. Vance headed straight up the gut. He's in for his 3rd touchdown of the night. And Mayfield has opened up a 3 TD lead in this game. Can you believe it? 5-yard TD run for Vance.
You know, Vance, he's amazing, that guy. He's something else. He got the ball in that zone read, and he planted his right foot. He was going from left to right and kind of broke it back a little bit. Instead of busting it to the outside, he broke it against the grain. And again, you can't stop the guy. He's 160 pounds. Why can't you stop the guy? You can't stop him.
So Franco on to try to add the PAT, and Mayfield, who got the ball first here in the second half, has driven for a TD. The point after touchdown is good, and Mayfield's already got 35 on the board with 8:44 to play in the 3rd quarter. They lead at 35-13 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570.
Let's face it, your motorhome is your home on the road, whether you're going cross-country with your loved ones or just checking another state off your must-see list.
We will have the 50-50 drawing for the Mayfield side coming up here in just a few minutes.
44 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Although Mayfield is winning by quite a bit, the Dogs still do have a chance to come back and win it. So hopefully they keep pushing. I know their fans are excited. They're pushing them to push, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Humongous lead here in this ball game that most people figured the Trojans were a bit of an underdog.
Well, one thing you can't do here, Trojans, and again, I'm not a Trojan or a Bulldog fan. I like them both, but you cannot give up a big play on a special teams play on a kickoff, for example.
And the kick end over end and low. Baeza catches it at the 7, to the 10, to the 15. Weaves left to the 20, 25. He's got the 30 coming back right. 35. He's got the 40. Puts on a move to the 45. He's to midfield, and he's all the way down to the Trojan 47-yard line.
What did I just say to Mayfield?
Now,
you know,
they
didn't hear me.
Darn it.
Come on, Michael. You got to be listening to our broadcast. The ball was low, and the coverage could not get down there. And Baeza took a move to the left. The coverage team moved too far in that direction. Baeza found the seam on the right side. Oh, there's a personal foul against Mayfield. There's going to be a dead ball personal foul. That's going to take it another 15 yards.
So they're going to start at the 31 of Mayfield. Or maybe even further out.
Yeah, well, that's a 15-yarder.
So would that qualify as a big special teams play?
Hey, you know what? That's super big. They gave up a big run back, and then there's a personal foul at the end of it, so that just adds insult to injury. Here we go, dead ball personal foul. So now the Bulldogs are in good field position at the Mayfield 30, 1st and 10.
Trojans come out, or rather the Bulldogs come out with 3 wide receivers. Cameron Miller keeping left, and they've got him hemmed in and banging him down. And he picks up nothing. Shooting in there with CA and Pierce.
Yeah, is that 82 again?
Yep, Pierce.
I'll tell you, that guy's good. You know what? That's that same play. What it is it's quarterback draw. Little stutter step, and then quarterback draw. It worked like a dream in the first part of this game, and the dream has turned into a little bit of a nightmare because the Trojans are kind of onto that play right now.
Terrazas wide to the left, Baez in a slot to the left. Molina's in the game wide to the right. Hernandez in a slot to the right side. So they get out of their 2 tight end set. Good snap to Miller. Miller going left. Miller hunting and pecking. He gives some ground. Circles back out. Picks up a block and he's going right. He's got the 30. He's got the 25. And steps out of bounds on the Bulldogs sideline at the 25. He picked up 6. Reversing his field and going the other way.
Yeah, he started to the left. Nothing was there. The whole defense was there. The unfortunate part of it was too much of the defense was on that side. Miller decided, hey, everybody on the white-colored jerseys are all on the wrong side of the field. I'll try the other side of the field, and picked up, well, didn't pick up the first down, but he picked up a lot of yardage on that. I don't know, how many was that?
6.
Third down and 6.
He picked up 6, but he ran about 35.
Yeah, 35 to pick up 6, but it would have been a loss on the play if he'd have kept on going where he was going.
Back to the 2 tight end set for the Bulldogs. 3rd down and 4 at the Trojan 25 in 4-down territory for the Bulldogs. And Miller keeping to the right side, picks up a block, shoots through there to the sideline, to the 20, to the 15. Steps out of bounds at the 13-yard line, picks up a dozen and a first down.
Well, that was an interesting play because the motion, it was fly motion coming from right to left. Miller then faked to him, came back to the right, but that was the short side of the field. And so he was running into the boundary at the short side of the field. And nice job by the Bulldogs, and they picked up the first down. So we're looking now at 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line of the Trojans.
Trojans have Vance in at safety now. Maybe he's been in there the whole series, but he's in at safety on this play for sure. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Trojan 13. Hernandez goes in motion. Handoff coming right as ball, and he's sandwiched at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Nothing. 2 guys in there. Number 45. You know all these numbers.
That's Lopez.
And the other guy there, I'm looking at him now, that's our number 7 again. That guy comes up an awful lot. That's Ordunez.
He's limping, by the way.
He's what?
He's limping.
Well, is he a little bit? I'll tell you what, if I were the defensive coach, I'd let him limp. He's going to play like that, keep limping.
2nd and 10 for the Dogs. The ball is at the Trojan 13-yard line. Ellis and Hernandez wide to the left. Baeza, their favorite receiver, wide to the right. Miller rolls left, looks back right, going for Baeza, and the pass incomplete in the end zone. Flag flies at the goal line. Laughlin reached in to strip it, and they're going to say that he hooked him. So they're going to get a pass interference.
That is a heck of a pass, I'll tell you what. Because Miller sprints hard. You got pass interference on the defense. And it's in the end zone. Miller sprinted hard to the left, stopped, and threw the ball back to the right. Now that's one heck of a play. And the coverage looked like it was there, but it's pass interference, and that ball's going to be in the end zone. What's the high school rule on that? Does it go to the 2?
I think it's half the distance to the goal.
Okay, in college it goes to the 2. Okay. Yeah. All right, there you go. It's a little different rule in college. When there's a pass interference here, it goes to the 2-yard line. When it was just fine. Anyway, it makes no difference. It's not college, it's high school.
They get the down over, too. There is no first down. Yeah. But it's 2nd down again at the 6. First down yardage 3. So it's 2nd and 3 after the penalty. Good snap to Miller out of the gun. Keeps going left. Miller bounces it outside. Going for the flag. But penalty marker flies as he gets in there.
There could
marker down at the 2.
Could be a hold down there. I don't want to say just from where the official was when he threw it.
Miller crashed into the wall here at Aggie Memorial Stadium after the play.
There's a discussion going on there with the wing official along with the referee.
Marker down at the 3. Isaac Vance says it's a hold.
Here comes the white hat now. He's going to give us a...
Isaac's already told us. Holding against Cruces. That's what it is.
There you go. I didn't see the hold, okay? I can't even read numbers from here with my glasses. I don't see hold. But it's because of when the wing official threw it, and which wing official threw it, about the only thing he could have out there was a hold, and that's what he had.
So this moves them back to the 12. So they're right back where they were when they threw to Baeza on the post route at the goal line.
That's right. So we're looking now at what, second and 9. It's at 12, right?
2nd and 9 at the 12.
Yeah.
They need the 3 for a first down. 3 wide receivers for Miller. And they motion a man into the backfield, hand him the ball. That's Baeza sweeping to the right side. He's got the 10, puts on the brakes, breaks a tackle, and dives down to the 7. As Isaac Vance got back in there to create some havoc. Then he throws Baeza's towel on. As he had come up with it like it was a football flag. And it's a gain of about 5, and it brings up 3rd down. And what, Bob? 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, and guess who made a nice play again? Ordunez. He's a corner on that side, and what he did is he got outside leverage, forced the ball carrier back into the inside, into the pursuit, and they made the play. Big play. It's third down and 5.
So 3rd and 5 at the 7.5. They need the 3 for a first down. I'm sure it's 4-down territory.
Oh.
Cameron Miller has twins to the left, one receiver to the right. Timeout. And the Bulldogs will spend a timeout. 5:57 to play in the 3rd. Mayfield's up 35-13. Bulldogs need points desperately. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570, The Ticket.
Why is First Valley Realty considered the premier
game program? Jim Miller's signature on his coach's page. You want a gift certificate for a free pie from Village Inn on El Paseo. You're the winner. Report to the Football Booster Club merchandise table in the northwest corner of the stadium.
It is the 3rd quarter with 6 minutes left. The Mayfield Trojans are leading the Las Cruces Bulldogs 35-13. It is very, very exciting.
Yes, the drum lines are actually out right now, getting the crowds pumped on Mayfield and Cruces. So the student sections have been getting crazy. It's just super exciting tonight.
Cruces is right at the end zone. They're waiting to score. Their fans are yearning for them to score. Everyone's excited. Let's see what happens.
Seven-and-a-half-yard line of Mayfield. 3 wide receivers set and 2 tight ends. Miller in an empty backfield, and the team took off too early. That's a bunch of illegal procedures for the Dogs tonight.
I'll tell you what, Jimmy Miller, look at him down there. He's looking down. He's got his hand on his forehead. He's saying, I cannot believe this. 10th game of the season, and we're jumping off sides. How can that happen? Now, that changes what you're going to do. It was 3rd and 5. Now it's 3rd down and 10, and the ball is on the, the 12, 13-yard line. Big difference in what you're going to call right here.
So it's 3rd and 10 for the Dogs. The ball at the Trojan 13. 2 tight ends and 2 wingbacks for the Bulldogs. No wide receivers. Miller calls, fakes a handoff, drops to pass, fires to Baeza. He's wide open. They didn't cover him. He walks in. Touchdown. They gave him a new formation, Bob, and they did not cover Baeza.
They didn't cover him, and you know something? Cameron Miller did a great job on that. He looked off that receiver. He turned his body, looked to the left like he was going to throw something to the left, and he allowed Baeza to sneak out to the right, looked him off totally, then came back to him. Nobody there. Great. That was a great job. It was a great catch, but it was a great job by Cameron Miller to look off the receiver.
So the Bulldogs get the TD back they gave up on the opening drive of the second half. Martinez's PAT attempt is on the way, and it's good. That makes it Mayfield 35, Las Cruces 20. 5:51 to play in the 3rd quarter on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570, The Ticket.
Rio Rancho Rams 14. Start of the 4th quarter. Clovis 14. Carlsbad 14.
Las Cruces High School, number 15, Brandon Baeza with the run-in for the touchdown. Wow, the student section was live in this.
It was so crazy, and now makes the score 35-20. It's such an exciting game. Pretty high scoring, so we'll see what happens next.
It's still such a beautiful night, around the 60s, a little bit in the 50s. Beautiful night, Friday night football. I'm excited. I know the crowd is excited. Let's see what the rest of the game has in store for us.
If you have a black Chevy
They made some big
Silverado,
plays when they had to. They had a holding penalty. They had a false start penalty. They overcame all that. And a great catch by Baeza. Actually, 3 things. Great catch by Baeza, a great look off, a great pass by Cameron, and a great call by Jimmy Miller, the coach.
Had a play that up his sleeve that Mayfield, they just didn't cover the receiver. He was wide open. All right. Vance catches it at the 5 on the kick return to the 10 to the 15 to the 20. Puts on the brakes, comes back towards the hash, and is dropped on the right hash area at the 24-yard line. Didn't quite make it back to the hash. So Mayfield starts at their own 24, and the Trojans, who have already put 35 on them, just want to maintain the ball and keep Cruces from getting it back.
Yeah, time of possession here is dwindling a little bit for Mayfield because the Bulldogs came up with a nice drive, used some time, and came up with a nice drive.
First and 10 for the Trojans. Valencia fakes a handoff and keeps, bounces it right, 30. He's got the 35 and then banged away out of bounds. Very close to picking up a penalty on a hit out of bounds. They didn't get the flag. It's a gain of 9 or 10 for Valencia. I think they've caught Cruces a little Vance conscious.
Yeah, you know what? That is a great call, what you just said, because they're gonna look at the. I think they're going to measure it, and they're going to have to. How can they measure the ball is right there? Well, anyways, the ball's on the sideline. They're going to measure it, but that was that zone read again, and again, I don't know. I keep saying it all the time. It's the back pass from right to left in front of the quarterback. Quarterback can give the ball, Valencia, or if he sees an opening to the right, he's got to be visually looking to the right away from the direction of the running back. And if he sees a little hole, he goes. And when you've got a great back like Vance, you have to give more attention to Vance than you do to Valencia. And I'll tell you what, Valencia can run. I'm a little surprised. Valencia can run. You give him a little room, he can run.
He hasn't carried it a lot this year, but he's having a good night tonight. 53 yards on 7 carries. Hand off to Vance. Vance coming left. Penalty marker flies as he crosses the 40. He went down at the 42. It's a gain of 8, but it's going to come back.
Going to be a hold on the inside. And they came back with the same zone read, except this time they gave it to Vance. And unfortunately, there's a holding penalty. And that's going to will annul all that. And it's going to take the Trojans back another 10. So the ball's going to be back instead of the 34. It's going to be at the 24.
Valencia coming into the ball game had just 98 yards rushing in 9 games. So he averaged 11 yards a game rushing and 2.2 yards a carry. Tonight, he has 53 yards and a TD already. So they're using him to carry the mail a lot more than they have all year.
Yeah.
Back to pass is Valencia on 1st and long. Steps up, lets it heave long for Swinson. He has it. 30, 20, 50, 10, 5. Touchdown Trojans. They got Swinson deep.
7. You give me 7 and 11. Boy, that's a good call.
There's a marker down, though, at the 35-yard line.
What could that be?
They're picking it up. They just fell out of one of their pockets when they were trying to get down there.
That umpire, he's a little bit slow. I'm sure he's a little large, and I don't think he was going to make any real call down there because he wasn't anywhere near where anything was going to happen. Boy, the ball was just perfectly thrown, and they beat 7. 7 is Ellis, and they beat 11 Molina, and he got right behind both of them.
So
Great
Swinson
pass.
Catches a 72-yard TD pass. That's his 8th TD grab of the year, and he's their big play guy, Bob. He came into the game averaging 27 yards a catch.
Hey, don't they have a
PAT was stopped by a penalty marker.
No, but wait, isn't it normally that big old guy that runs that, number 50?
Yeah, but Folkman's in there now. He's their kickoff guy.
Well, what's wrong with 50, I wonder?
Well, he's one of their linemen.
Oh, he's in there. Oh, they demoted him. All right.
Well, he's 5 for 5.
No, but they demoted him. Look, he's in there right now, but he's a blocker.
Yeah.
So he's a blocker on the left side, a big old lineman blocking on the left side.
He wasn't demoted because he was missing. He was demoted because they need him to block, apparently.
Well, I guess so.
So Folkman's going to try the PAT. There's a penalty, moves Mayfield back 5 yards. So the PAT's from a little further back, and Folkman puts it through there, and that looked pretty easy. Folkman drains it. Mayfield's up 42-20. It took him 2 plays to go 76 yards. And it's now 42-20 Mayfield, 5:18 to play in the third quarter on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. Bulldog and Trojan football continues after this.
I'll tell you, the coaches up here in the press box, they have a lot to do with what happens on the field, and they can see that the Bulldogs have been very susceptible tonight to deep routes. And there's been a couple of them that have been complete. Some of them have been overthrown. But I'll tell you what, they said, you know what, we can beat them deep. And by gosh, they did.
Valencia 7 for 15 for 191 yards and 2 TDs tonight.
Wow.
So he's hitting on the big plays.
Well, he sure is. Now, the last time the Trojans kicked off, they didn't do a very good job. It was a low kick. The coverage could not get down there, and there was a big return. This is a low kick again.
Folkman kicks it bounces, and then rolls into the end zone for a touchback as Baeza couldn't corral it. So they'll start at the 20. So Cruces is going to have to dominate the next 17 minutes to come back in this one, because they're down 42-20 right now with 5:18 to play in the third quarter.
Well, the Mayfield defense that maybe we kind of thought might have been a little bit suspect is not very suspect. I'll tell you what, they got the hang of some of the things that the Bulldogs are trying to do, and Cameron is not able to run that draw the way he did early in the game.
1st and 10 for the Dogs at their own 20. They go to a 5 wide receiver package, getting out of the 2 tight end stuff. Miller drops the pass. Fires, complete to Baeza at the 25, run out of bounds by Vance at the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 9.
Yeah, the Trojans right now, they're playing zone, and they're playing a keep the ball in front of me zone, and if they continue that type of a philosophy, now I know they've got a big lead here, but things underneath that zone are going to be open. 10, 8, 10, 12-yard passes are going to be open if they continue playing that deep, give them big cushion zone.
Ellis and Baeza wide to the left. Hernandez comes wide to the right. He goes in motion out of the slot to the left side. Miller on a draw play, coming right. He gets to the 2nd level, pops out to the 3rd level, and goes down after a gain of nearly 10. I think he's just shy of a first down.
Yeah. You know, I wonder if the quarterback is given the option to check the play, because the Trojans were looking for a pass, and the whole middle of the field, there was no linebacker anywhere in the middle of the field, and boom, there you go. It was a pickup of, well, a foot short of 10 yards for the first down.
2nd down, a half yard to go for Mayfield. 3 wide receivers on this particular play. Good snap. Miller heading straight at the line of scrimmage, bounces it out right and is cut down. Shannon coming up out of the secondary, stops him at the 45 after a gain of almost 6.
Hey, that was a nice tackle by that's number 1. That's Shannon, right, as you said. He came up from the secondary, from the safety position, and made a nice one-on-one tackle. Has he not make that tackle, you'd be looking at 7 points.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 45. Dogs are down 22. And Hernandez goes in motion. They hand it to Hernandez. He hands it off to Baeza, who tosses it back to Miller. He's going deep for Ellis, and Vance nearly intercepted it at the 20-yard line.
Well, there's some hoop-de-doo stuff there going on, right? Looked like it was going to be a reverse. The wide receiver comes in fly motion. He then gives it to another guy that comes back. That guy gives it to Cameron. Cameron throws it down there, and you know what? Vance just held his ground. He just stood there and watched all that razzle-dazzle and said, they're probably going to throw it my way. He stood there, they throw it his way, and it was a perfect coverage.
He comes out of the game, does Isaac Vance. He's going to get a breather over on the far sideline. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 45-yard line. 5 wide receivers for the Bulldogs. Empty backfield for Miller. Miller looks right. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Now he gives some ground, and he's spun down at the 39. Make it the 41. Ordunez again.
I tell you what, I don't know if you give defensive players of the game. Probably no. Ordunez is my vote. That guy's where he's supposed to be all the time. And that was a heck of a play, and nothing. Matter of fact, worse than nothing. It's 3rd down and what, 14 now? 3rd and 14 at the 41.
Loss of 4. Baeza, Molina, and Ellis all go wide to the left for the Bulldogs. Delgadillo and Fritz are the tight ends. 3rd and 14 at their own 41. Miller steps up, zings it over the middle. Baeza has it. 1st down. 40. Spins away from a tackler and down to the 37-yard line. So he hooks up with his favorite receiver, Baeza, for 22 yards, and they move the chains.
Yeah, the Trojans played that pretty loose zone, but the main problem really wasn't the coverage. There was absolutely no pressure on Miller whatsoever. I mean, he could survey the field and do whatever he wanted to do. He hit a really nice crossing route for the first down.
3:04 to play in the third. The Trojans 42, the Bulldogs 20 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. 1st and 10, Miller tucks it, coming right across the 35, across the 30, and pushes the pile and runs over him a little bit down to the 28 for 8.
Guess who made the tackle?
Ordunius?
Number 7. That's Ordunius.
You said guess, so I threw one out there.
Nice job. And but it was a nice job, but
Gain 8.
Miller, nice job on the tackle, but Miller runs the ball on just a quarterback sweep for 8 yards. 2nd down and 2.
2:27 to play in the third. 22-point lead for the Trojans. Bulldogs moving it though. 2nd and 2 at the 28-yard line of Mayfield. Cameron Miller rises to throw, fires complete to Baeza, and he's run out of bounds with a first down at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 5. They've connected on 4 of the last 5 pass attempts.
Well, that's just a quick sideline, and it's basically there. As I've said, the
Mayfield's giving them that.
They're giving them that, and they're playing with a fairly deep cushion, and that's going to be there. But Mayfield's figuring that the little 5-yard sidelines, when you're down, 22 points, isn't going to win the game for them.
1st and 10 for the Dogs at the Trojan 22-yard line. Terrazas goes in motion. A handoff to Peyton Ball straight ahead to the 2nd level. Pops out to the 3rd level and dropped at the 10-yard line. So gain of 12 for Peyton Ball on his 2nd carry of the 2nd half. And he has 62 yards on 6 carries, so he's averaging 10 yards a carry tonight.
Yeah, that was a well-conceived play. It was a fly sweep. The wide receiver coming across from right to left. A little bit of a delay. And Miller gives the ball right up the middle, and first down. So it's going to be 1st and goal right at the 10.
22-point lead for the Trojans. Bulldogs have it 1st down at the 10-yard line of Mayfield. It's 1st and goal. And he hands the ball again, bounces it outside, and he picks up half of that. He gets to the 5-yard line. Ball having a good night. They might be a little Miller conscious. Mayfield.
You know more football than I thought, Jeff.
Thanks.
Good job. You know what? Miller gives the ball off, and Miller goes to the outside, and a lot of people are looking at Miller, and they're not paying enough attention to the guy that has the ball. And it's a pickup of 5. It's now 2nd down and goal at the 5.
3 wide receivers wide to the left. Ellis, Baeza, and Hernandez. 2 tight ends. Miller tucks it, heads left, looking for Ernie Seam. He's going to bounce it out to the left, and he's shoved out of bounds. He didn't get there. Guess who? Isaac Vance out of the secondary came up and ran him out of bounds.
But I'll tell you what, there was a contain guy out there, and he didn't really contain the ball. Miller got outside of him, but he did enough to make Miller have to duck inside, then move to the outside, which allowed Vance to come across with the speed that he has and pursue the ball. Great pursuit by him. And it's a pickup of 2 yards. So it's 3rd and goal now at the 3 for the Bulldogs.
So on 3rd and goal, Ellis and Terrazas wide to the right. Baeza flanked wide to the left. 2 guys come in motion at the same time. Miller fakes a handoff and keeps in the end zone for a touchdown, but that's coming back because there were 2 men in motion at the same time.
Yeah, 2 people going at the same time.
Ellis and Baeza both went in motion. That's another penalty for the Dogs and wipes out what appeared to be a touchdown. Well, what I'm wondering is, it doesn't matter because the play wouldn't have counted either way, but Miller scored so easily, I'm wondering if they were blowing whistles and Mayfield stopped or something because, anyway, the flag brings it back to the 8. It's a moot point, but it's 3rd and goal at the 8 now instead of the 3. That changes everything.
Well, you see that, that's a dead ball. That's the kind of one that penalty that you blow right now, and that's why. They heard the whistle, everybody quit.
Okay. Not that it mattered in the end. There was going to be a penalty either way. 3rd and goal. The ball is at the Trojan 8 for the Bulldogs. Miller drops the pass. Trojans bring some heat out of the secondary. Miller fires left side, juggled and dropped as Hernandez couldn't hold on at the 5-yard line. So it's 4th and goal at the 8 for the Bulldogs.
Nice job. Nice job by Miller. Hernandez was open on the sideline route, and the ball hit him. Looked to me like it hit him right in the perfect spot, right in the hands, which in this case wasn't the perfect spot. He juggled it, and as he went over the sideline, he never had the ball.
Tight ends come out.
Wow. So it's we're looking now at 4th and goal, and the ball's at the 8-yard line. You talk about a big play right now for Bulldogs. Here it is, and they're going to go with a single back set and 5 quick receivers.
4th and goal at the Trojan 8-yard line on the left hash. 3 receivers to the wide side. Miller rises up, looks right, now fires back left into the end zone, and it's incomplete. He had Hernandez open, threw a little high, and Hernandez couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, he threw it high into the inside. The design of the play was good. Miller got the ball. He moved to his right a little bit, allowed Hernandez to get out into the flat, and the ball was slightly behind him, but to me it was a catchable ball.
Downs, Mayfield has it at their own 8-yard line, so the Bulldogs moved from their own 20 down as close as the 3, but couldn't score, and so the Trojans are still up 22 with a minute to play in the third. So now the Bulldog defense, who hasn't been able to slow Mayfield down much tonight, needs a 3-and-out badly.
Well, what they really need is a turnover down here.
Direct snap to Vance. Vance coming left. Vance cut down as he gets to the 12-yard line. Molina came up to make the stop out of the secondary.
Well, that's a good play because you don't want any fancy ball handling down there. You don't want to run. They don't run option, but you don't run options. You don't run fancy ball handling. Like the zone read requires some ball handling, and now you just direct snap it to Vance, and there's no chance for a fumble, and there you go. He runs it for 4 yards.
2nd and 6. Mayfield has the ball at their own 12-yard line. Valencia will keep. Valencia coming left, gaping hole 15. Grabbed by Hernandez and dropped at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 8 or 9.
That's a first down.
He has 62 yards tonight, Valencia does. Coming into the game, Joe Ray Valencia had 98 yards, and he has 62 tonight. 17 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's a good safe play, too. It's a zone read look, but I bet there was no read to it. I bet it was called in the huddle. Valencia, you keep it, and he did. And that's going to end it. That's going to end the third quarter of this game. Wow, I'll tell you what, Bulldogs are going to need a big, strong fourth quarter to get into this game.
So at the end of 3, it's the Bulldogs and the Trojans battling here, and it's Mayfield 42, Las Cruces 20 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570, The Ticket.
42-20 is the score at the end of the third quarter. Mayfield on top. Did anybody see that coming? Cruces coming as the higher seed and everything. Mayfield's defense has locked in today. Question mark for the Trojans all year. Their defense has played stellar, and now they're up by 22 points and have the ball. Alex, who are you here with right now?
I'm here with Mayfield High School Senior Class President Amber Barreras. Amber, how do you think the game's going?
It's going so great. I'm so proud of my boys.
And how has your student government prepared for this game? Has it been weeks, months? What have you guys done?
Months. August. We start to prepare in August. If we don't stop, once Mayfield Cruces comes, then we get to chill for a little while, and then it's just back to Mayfield Cruces for basketball. It's always Mayfield Cruces.
Do you think your boys are going to take the game tonight?
I think so, the way it looks. I hope so. I'm hopeful.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Amber. Let's get back to the game.
79-yard run for Isaac Vance. 4 TDs tonight. 256 yards on 20 carries.
I'll tell you what, my buddy Jack Nixon would say that's the crowd chaser. And there it is. People are already saying, you know what, I've seen enough of this. And the ones that happen to be leaving, I wonder why. It happens to be Bulldog fans that happen to be leaving. It seems like the Mayfield people are sitting over there and really enjoying this thing. This is 12-minute quarters, right?
Yep.
I know it's 12-minute quarters. How do you score 48 points in 12-minute quarters? And guess what? We got the whole third quarter to go, and this is something I would have never, ever thought this.
Alvarado to hold. Franco's back in at PAT man. His kick is away, and it's good. 49-20. Mayfield leads Las Cruces here. Still 11:48 to play in the game. Mayfield goes 3 plays, 92 yards, 79 of them for Isaac Vance on his 4th TD run of the night. He's contributed a little bit on defense. I think our player of the game is starting to come really into focus to me here. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570. The Ticket. Back after this.
For just a few great places to dine, La Posta de Mesilla has been Mesilla Valley's favorite stop for Mexican food since 1939.
It just loaded, so I just went with it.
Award-winning margarita and the Southwest's largest tequila selection. In addition to traditional Mexican dishes, try a few of the new plates, including...
Okay, well, it just popped up, so I just went with it. I was like, oh, yeah.
Cyclone steaks and delicious green chili cheeseburgers. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner, located on the plaza in historical...
Receive for the Bulldogs, number 15, Brandon Baeza. Kicking off for the Trojans, number 2, Riley Folkman.
Good job by Baeza, because he got the ball in good field position. He took several steps right into the center of the field, and the coverage people, now Michael Bradley not to be happy with the coverage people there, they all converged into the middle. Baeza then dipped and took it to the outside, and very fortunately for the Trojans, he didn't go all the way. So the Bulldogs do have very good field position. They're down 49-20, and something happened in a big hurry.
So it's 49-20, Mayfield with the lead. Bulldogs have it at their own 40, 1st and 10. Shotgun, Cameron Miller fakes a handoff. He wants to go deep. Fires to Baeza, makes a nice grab along the sideline. CA brings him down at the Trojan 43-yard line. It's a gain of 17 from Miller to Baeza.
Those sideline routes are going to be there. And I'm not too sure, as you mentioned, Jeff, that the Trojans are really excited about covering those sideline routes, because that was a 15-yarder. Now, you can't let them have 15-yarders, but you can let them have 8, 10-yard sideline routes all night long here when you're up 49-20.
1st and 10 for the Dogs at the Trojan 43-yard line. Miller out of the gun. Miller takes the snap, drops the pass, gets a pass rush, steps up, and he's grabbed. Nunley sacks him back at the 49-yard line. I just really think in the battle up front, Mayfield's won more battles than Cruces has tonight on both sides.
Yeah, there's no think about it. It's true. And 49 made the tackle, but somebody on the left side made the play. He came in right now, barreling gangbusters. He made Cameron have to go to his left and basically ran into the hands of number 49, and that again, that was Nunley.
First sack of the night for the Trojans, and the Bulldogs now faced with 2nd down and 17. Miller fakes a handoff, drops the pass, fires on a crossing route complete to Ellis, who swung out of bounds.
Pass is complete.
And
Number 7, Sam Ellis.
And it's going to bring up 3rd and 11.
Number 1,
as a defensive lineman, this is a dream come true. Because you don't have to beat anybody. You get
those 50-50 tickets out.
Like Usain Bolt, and you just go. You don't care. You get trapped, you get blocked, and who cares? You're just going to pour it on and get the best pass rush that you can. And it's a defensive lineman's dream right now.
3rd down. And a yard to go for the Dogs at the Trojan 44-yard line. 3 wide receivers. Miller is going to tuck it and run to the far side. He finds a little alley, but not much, as he's tripped up at the 41. It's going to bring up 4th and 8. They're going to have no choice but to go for it. Via the linebacker scraped over to make the stop for the Trojans.
Nice play. I tell you, they've got that play wired. You got to give the Trojans credit, is that draw that was killing the Trojans early is nothing, and now with Miller running the ball to the outside, it's basically nothing. And I get the feeling that the Bulldogs can't go deep on them. Maybe they don't have the speed, maybe something, but they cannot go deep on them.
4th down and 2. Let me back up. 4th and 8 at the Trojan 41-yard line. Miller with an empty backfield, back to pass. Rolling left from pressure. Fires, and there's nobody there. He just got rid of it.
Yeah. I tell you what, 49 and 82. 49 again is Nunley. 82 is Pierce, right? Both those guys were on him, man. That was it. There was nothing there. He had to throw it out of bounds. Not good. Not good for the Bulldogs.
So the Trojans have held as the Bulldogs turn it over on downs, and Mayfield takes over at their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, all they got to do, all Mayfield has to do now is just run out the clock, really. Don't get fancy. Don't do anything stupid.
Last time they weren't fancy, and they handed it to Vance, and he went 79 yards.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. How does that happen?
It's pretty good. He's fast. He's quick.
Well, he's got it all. He can play a lot of different positions.
1st and 10 for Mayfield at the Trojan 41-yard line. Valencia throws it backwards to Vance. He's looking to throw, and Swinson's open. And Swinson can't hang on as Baeza got there when the ball did and knocked it away. So Vance threw it up there and didn't get it out in front of Swinson, because if he did, Swinson had some separation. But so we found out something Vance can't do. He can't throw the deep pass.
Well, you know what? I hate to say this, but that's a little bit of dirty pool.
Rubbing it in a little?
Well, you know what I mean? What the heck? I just said just use the clock. Just give it to the guy. Use the clock. And then they flip the ball out to Vance, and then Vance tries to throw a halfback pass. And
it would have worked.
And it would have worked, but what the heck? You know what I mean? 49-20 looks pretty good to me.
2nd down and 10 for Mayfield at the Trojan 41-yard line. It's the Dogs and the Trojans. Here comes a little counter play. Orduña is leading Vance to the right side. Isaac gets hit at the 45, pushes to the 46, gain of 5.
You know what's interesting? When Coach Samuel was here, he used to say anything goes in the first half. So you run your razzle-dazzle halfback pass and throw back for all that. In the second half, that's rubbing it in. So if you want to do it in the first half, that's great. You do it in the second half, and that's rubbing your snoot in a little bit. And that's something that I remember that Coach Samuel used to say all the time, a former Aggie coach, a very successful Aggie coach, by the way. And there you go.
Yeah, he won 40% of his games, and he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but he got fired.
Yeah.
We have
Tough
a
job.
winner.
3rd down and 5. Back to pass is Valencia underneath. He hits Guerrero wide open. 50. He's got the 40. Dropped at the 37.
Okay, Guerrero.
Gain of 22.
Crossing route. Lined up on the right. Across the middle of the field. And there was really nobody there. No linebacker. Nobody there. And absolutely wide open. You get the feeling right now that the defense for the Bulldogs is they're tired and they're a little bit disgusted.
Well, you had also said that you really felt like Mayfield had the time of possession advantage in the first half. They're probably a little worn out.
There's no doubt about it.
Bulldogs have had some 3-and-outs, and Mayfield hasn't been stopped much tonight. 1st and 10 at the 37. Handoff to a changeup back. That is not Vance. And this guy picks up 2. I think that's Haron. I'll double check. It could be Contreras.
That's all right. Let him play. It's same old stuff.
Contreras.
Yeah, you just give the ball. It's that zone read look again. And Vance continues to the outside. Give the ball to, what's his name, Contreras? Contreras. And he carries it off the right side, off tackle, and not much there.
Contreras on the carry.
2nd and 8 for the Trojans at the Bulldog 35-yard line. Twins to the left, 2 tight ends. Valencia fakes it to Haron and then keeps. Valencia gets slung down by Noel at the 33-yard line. That's a gain of 2 for Valencia, who has 64 yards on 9 carries and a TD tonight. He's had a good night throwing it, though, particularly on the long ones. He has a 47-yard TD pass and a 72-yard TD pass. 213 yards passing for Valencia and 2 touchdowns tonight. That gives him 20 TDs and 1 interception on the year. He's pretty efficient, isn't he?
Well, you know, I'm not too sure I'd run him very much right now because you got more games to go in the season, and I think I'd protect him.
3rd down and 5. Valencia finds Vance out of the backfield. Vance has to lay out for it and takes a pop from Baeza, and the pass incomplete.
Yeah, that ball was way overthrown, and Vance, you have to give Ben some credit. He knew darn well he was going to get splattered on that play, and I'll tell you what, he was totally splattered on that play. But he doesn't care. He's jogging back to the huddle and says, hey, let's get after it again. There's a timeout.
Fourth down is what it is. 4th and 5. 6:41 to play in the game. Mayfield 49, Las Cruces 20. I really did think Mayfield's offense would give them a shot to win the game tonight. I did not think they'd get as many 3 and outs as they have tonight. They've really done a good job defensively tonight against Cruces High.
Did you think they'd make that many big plays, big runs and passes?
They've got a big play offense, and on 4th down, they're going for it. Hits Swinson, touchdown. Swinson, another TD catch. Joe Ray Valencia hit him for 33 yards on 4th and 5.
I'll tell you what, he got position on Ellis. Ellis was the corner, but Valencia was inside. Swinson. He was inside of number 7. Number 7 again being Ellis, and Ellis, there wasn't anything he could do about it. I mean, he had coverage, but he was in the wrong position. He was outside. The ball was perfectly thrown to the inside, and it was one of those balls where the only one that could catch it was going to be the receiver because the defender had no chance.
6:36 to play in the game, and the Trojans have put up a 50-burger, Bob. It's 55-20. Mayfield with the lead. I wouldn't have bet a penny on a Trojan 35-point lead.
I wonder what the Vegas odds on that.
I thought Cruces came in as a mild favorite.
Yeah. And you know what? The way they just romped and stomped in that first series, I thought, they're going to be in trouble. And Mayfield comes back, romps and stomps, and there you go.
PAT attempt after a 5-yard penalty is away, and it's good.
Well, they put 50 back in there again. He's probably grumbling. He says, I don't want to block. I want to kick. They said, okay, go ahead and kick.
PAT is good by Franco. Mayfield 56. Las Cruces 20 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. 6:36 to play in the game. Back after this on AM 570, the ticket.
McDonald's presents things said at breakfast by no one ever.
Announcing an Aggie game.
Deanza Garcia, go to where your parents are sitting. Deanza Garcia, go to where your parents are sitting.
D6, Cruces 20.
Some people are going to think that their hearing is off. They're going to go check one of those hearing people that advertise on the TV and on the radio all the time. They go, what? Are you kidding me?
I'm a little stunned. I'm not stunned Mayfield's going to win the game.
Oh, there you go.
I've seen too many of these to not expect an upset. One of the up men takes the kickoff, gets across the 40 out to the 43. That's Delgadillo.
That's that dribbler kick again. It's a long onside. They're just afraid to get it in the hands of someone that can really do the job, and just dribbles down there. And at this point, I don't think Mayfield really cares about that. They just want time to go. Now it'd be interesting to see what kind of defense, if they're going to go with the same stuff they've been doing. They've got 3 men on the line of scrimmage now. Here comes the 4th one, and
Going to get into a little 4-3 look, maybe a nickel look.
4-3 look.
Miller hands off the ball coming left on a sweep, 50. Pulled down at the 45, gains 11. Well, I think the key to this game, when you really go back to the first half, Cruces scored. Mayfield came right back with that 47-yard pass from Valencia to Alvarado. Hit the extra point. Remember, Cruces mixed the extra point. It gave Mayfield the lead 7-6. Bulldogs never let it again.
Well, and they hurt themselves with penalties. They hurt themselves with field position. They hurt themselves with time of possession, and they never could get recovered.
Ball and Miller have trouble on the exchange. Miller falls on the loose ball.
You know, there hasn't been a turnover, has there?
Nope.
Interesting.
Neither of these teams turn it over. It's unbelievable. No turnover.
but it's a loss on the play. It's going to bring up second down and 15 down. The ball's at the 45. And again, Mayfield up 56-20 with 5:16 to go in the game.
Second and 16 for the Dogs at their own 49-yard line now. 5:07 to play in the game. Good snap. Miller fires to Baeza, has it at the 45. Fumbles, ball's rolling free.
I think it's out of bounds.
Rolling up the sideline. It went out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, right there. The wing official on the side says that it still belongs to the Bulldogs, and the ball rolled out of bounds. You see the wing official there at the 35-yard line?
So
36-yard line.
It turns into a big play.
34-yard line. And the wing official was right on it. He was right there. He was watching it the whole way. And there you go. Good officiating by a great Las Cruces officiating group.
Gain of 17 as Baeza fumbled it forward for about 10, and that went out of bounds. Alvarado was over there toying with recovering it. You know, that was like a play after I said neither team ever turns the ball over. Then they fumbled.
That's the announcer's curse.
Yeah. Miller fields the snap, three-step drop, fires, Baeza has it, and they hammer him down. Forward progress at the 30, gained 4.
Wow. I'll tell you what, that was Folkman that time, right? That's number 2. And he just slammed him right into the turf. That looked like WWE wrestling right there, man. He got him high and just drove his head right into the turf. And that was a very difficult catch and run, and he got splattered.
3:44 to play. Mayfield 56, Las Cruces 20 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. Second and 6. Miller drops to pass. Miller steps up all day to throw. Throws long into double coverage to Baeza, and it bounces around between him and Alvarado and Folkman, and it's incomplete.
Alvarado and Folkman were there. I mean, that would have been one of those miraculous catches because the coverage was right there. And as you would expect, the Mayfield secondary right now is looking for that deep route. They're going to give the short stuff as many of those little sidelines as you want. Go ahead and have them. They're freebies, but you're not going to beat us deep. And my gosh, they're doing. But what's interesting, Jeff, is that they're not lining up super deep. They're just getting deep on the snap.
3rd and 6 for the Dogs at the Trojan 30. Hernandez motions into the backfield. Miller will keep coming left. First down at the 25 to the 20, and steps out of bounds after a stiff arm at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 12 for Cameron.
Yeah, that was a nice block by Baeza, too. I am very impressed with, and I've said it before, with the blocking ability of wide receivers. A lot of wide receivers, they think, all I'm going to do is catch balls and get all these stats, and I don't get any stats for throwing blocks, and so they don't do it. But nice block by Baeza.
1st and 10 for the Dogs at the Trojan 18-yard line. 3 wide receivers for the Bulldogs. Miller out of the gun. And the GT, here's ball coming left. Pops it into the second level, dropped at the 11. Gain of 7.
Yeah, and it was a nice open field tackle there, too, by Shannon. You know, the Mayfield in general, I think, is tackled very well in space. And that's tough to do. And he came up from his secondary spot and boom, dropped him right perfectly.
Well, there were some that were saying if Mayfield didn't win tonight, they might not get into the playoffs. I wasn't in that camp. I thought they were in the playoffs. Handoff, Peyton ball coming left. Big hole across the 5. Breaks a tackle at the 2. Touchdown Bulldogs. An 11-yard run for the sophomore.
Yeah, that was a well-conceived play. It was the fly sweep look. The wide receiver coming from left to right in motion. Then the fake by Cameron, and gave it to the remaining back. And it was a little, it was a counter play, a little counter scissors play, I guess you'd call it. Remaining back on the right side, broke it off to the left, scored. Good job.
Minute 39 to play in the game. 56-26. Las Cruces trails it. PAT attempt from Martinez is good. And it's 56-27. Mayfield with the lead here on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard with 1:39 to play in the contest. Mayfield enjoying a 56-27 lead. You're listening to Bulldog and Trojan football on AM 570, The Ticket.
Out of all the
It's not.
Cruces kicked it deep into a soft spot and out of bounds.
That's the worst penalty in football. And what is it? Kick the ball out of bounds, and now the receiving team gets the ball at the 35. That's the worst penalty in football. If you can get a kickoff that goes to the 35, you're thrilled to death.
So the Trojans are going to get it at the 35.
Really, all they got to do is go into victory formation right now.
1:39 to play in the game. Cruces came in 7-2. Mayfield came in 6-3, so they're going to both end up 7-3. A lot of people were thinking if Cruces won, they'd be the 2 seed. With Mayfield winning, they might get a top 4 seed and a bye now. This is going to make the whole bracket topsy-turvy when they announce it tomorrow night. Handoff, not Vance. On the carry is Contreras, and Contreras picks up 2 going left.
Yeah, give him
I'd get Isaac out of there. He's kind of important to you. Why get him hurt at this juncture of the game?
Have they replaced the quarterback too, or have they?
You know, I need to look. I was kind of getting into post-game show mode. I was kind of surprised they just didn't take a knee, to be honest with you.
1:15 and counting. 56-27, the Trojans up.
I'll tell you why they didn't take a knee, Bob. You know why they didn't take a knee? Because they've got everybody in there is new. Mike Bradley's kind of giving everybody a chance to get in here. Backup line, backup running. There they took a knee. That's Lachlan, the quarterback. So they ran a play and then took a knee, but I think they wanted everybody to trade paint that got into the game a little bit. So the Trojans begin to celebrate. Last year, Mayfield beat Cruces by 1. It was 28-27. 2 years ago in the state championship, Cruces beat Mayfield by 1. It was 27-26. Tonight, I think Cruces came in a touchdown favorite probably. And Mayfield is going to walk out of here with a 56-27 victory.
And they're going to be 29-22-1 in the series. This is the 53rd game in this series, started in 1967, didn't it? I think.
Yep. And I've seen about 32 of them now. And this one is over. Final score of the Mayfield Trojans, 56. The Las Cruces Bulldawgs, 27 on the Mesilla Valley Barbecue scoreboard. Isaac Vance winds up with 261 yards and 4 TDs rushing on 21 carries. Let's see, 261 divided by 21. He averaged 12.4 yards a carry tonight. Joe Ray Valencia hit on 3 TD passes, 2 to Swenson in the second half. And the Trojans roll in a commanding way tonight, 56-27. Stay tuned for our post-game show. It's brought to you by Las Cruces Public Schools. And it begins after this.
Mayfield coming out on top, and Mayfield is your District 3-6A champions for this year. Not the outcome we all expected. Las Cruces High School did come in with the better record, but Mayfield's defense is the story of this game. They shut down Cameron Miller and this high-powered Cruces offense. Mayfield's defense was really their only question mark of the season, and you know, whatever Coach Bradley and his coaching staff did tonight to get that defense prepared, they need to do that every game of the playoffs. Now the question is, both these teams are 7-3. Let's see if one of these teams come Selection Sunday in a few days, if either one of these teams or both will get the first round buys in the playoffs. We'll have to wait and see. Let's go to the field to get an interview with Coach Bradley.
Las Cruces Public Schools, thanks for attending tonight's game. Please drive home safely.